An absolute privilege being part of this remarkable season. It's time now to sit back and enjoy the action. It's come down to a final day shootout. In around about 2 hours' time, Celtic or Hearts will be crowned champions. Our team is in place in the east end of Glasgow. Both teams right now in the tunnel, ready to come out. Callum McGregor really focused there at the heart of that Celtic side there. They are ready to go. Let's bring you the tension, the drama. We brought you every kick of the ball. Plenty more to come. Strap yourselves in as Pat Bonner, Alan Preston and Liam McLeod take us to the conclusion of League Campaign 25-26, which will ever go down as one of the greatest ever witnessed. Over to you, Liam.
Referee Don Robertson leads the sets of players out into the Glasgow sunshine, with the pyrotechnics firing up into the Glasgow sky over on the far side. It all comes down to this. Right here, right now, the eyes of the football world are lasered in on the most exciting league match played in Scotland for years and years. The most important football match that will be played in Scotland in 2026. And a real battle for the ages. Martin O'Neill, the storied three-time title winner, who has come to Celtic's rescue and taken them to within one win of reclaiming their crown against Derek McInnes, who is threatening to scribe his own story in the Scottish football history books and lead Heart of Midlothian to the single point, one more point that they need to break the Glasgow stranglehold that has throttled this country's top division since 1985. Celtic, who have won 13 out of the last 14 titles, have not been at the summit of the Scottish Premiership since the 26th of September last year. Almost 8 months ago, yet here they are, hanging around, waiting for their chance to pounce, and they have it now. But this Hearts side has shown what it is capable of for an extended period. It's won here already this season. It's unbeaten against Celtic. Indeed, they don't have to win here today. A draw is all they need, but as Aberdeen found out at Ibrox 35 years ago this month, that's not always a good thing, as they were denied on the final day across the city when they too needed just a point. Will the underdogs take the tape, or can the wounded champions rise from the ashes of an unstable, chaotic season with winners' medals draped round their necks? We are about to find out. For Celtic, it's Sinisalo in goal, Johnston, Trusty, Scales and Tierney, Nygren, McGregor, Engels, Yang and Tenekte, and Dyson Maida, who scored 7 goals in his last 5 games, leading the line. Those Celtic players in their huddle, the Hearts starting 11, come over to their small band of supporters, just over 750 of them, off to the right. They start with Swallow in goal, Steinvender, Findlay and Kingsley at the back, Altena, Beningame, Devlin and Milne, Kizaridis and Kabore, either side of Shankland. Well, the noise inside Celtic Park is electric, as you can imagine. It was electric last Sunday. At the start, they were silenced early on by an early Rangers goal. Who will start the brightest here? The supporters beginning to take their seats. The referee, Don Robertson, whose last visit here saw Celtic lose to Hearts under Wilfred Nancy. He took charge of that one. He's back in charge of this one with Kevin Clancy and Matthew McDermott on VAR. Derek McInnes down below us, already pointing the way. He's trying to get the attention of one or two of his players ahead of centre, and it will be Hearts to kick off in the maroon shirts, white shorts, maroon socks, right to left. And it's Shanklin rolling it back to Harry Milne, who goes long with the left foot. Celtic in the green and white hoops as Kabore wins the first header against Scales, but it comes right through to Sinisalo. Celtic going from left to right towards the Lisbon line stand, the east end of Celtic Park, and Kabore, in winning that header with Scales, has suffered a head knock in the opening 15 seconds of the match. But what an afternoon, what a setting this is, Alan Preston.
That's brilliant, absolutely magnificent atmosphere. All to play for both sides there. Hopefully it's a cracking match.
Scales switching it to his centre defensive partner. Trusty takes it up towards the halfway line on this near side. Out to Yang on this near side touchline. Now for Johnston. Was he on or off? He's got the early ball in. It was cut out. It's gone behind for a corner. Has it? No, it's stayed in play. And there was no offside flag there either against the Canadian, who was rampaging forward down this right side.
Yeah, I thought he was offside actually. I thought he was about a half a yard on. Maybe if it continued, it might have ended up calling the offside, but really early on in this game, get the decisions right, that's for sure.
Tierney driving down the left at the corner flag, pulls the low ball back. Hearts clear though, only as far as McGregor. Out to Tinecti, wide on the left, midway inside Hearts territory, finds Tierney on the touchline once more. Little reverse ball into the box for Maida, moves into a pocket of space, left hand side of the area. Back out to Tinecti at the left angle of the Hearts box. One back well by Kizaridis though. Devlin, he's giving it away straight to Scales. Left side, Liam Scales trying to at least win a corner off Shanklin, which he has done. Celtic's first corner, listen to the roar of the home fans. Less than 2 in, 0-0. The first corner goes to the defending champions against the long-time leaders.
Yeah, I thought Hearts should have cleared their lines there, get it up the pitch. They tried to play out on that sort of kind of almost right back position. Scales was quickly in, won the corner for them, sets them up.
Arne Engels in front of the safe standing section on the far side. Right-footed, bends it in, it's headed over by Trusty. Goal kick Hearts. 0-0 it stays. Hearts survive the first set-piece delivery into their box.
Yeah, it's a good ball in. A header there for Trusty over the top of the bar. Hearts have not settled yet, not really had a kick of the ball.
One thing we felt was they wouldn't get away with the kind of start they made against Falkirk on Wednesday in this layer.
Well, I was saying that to you, Liam, on Wednesday. They've been playing in fits and starts. You know, they have a good maybe 40. You've seen it against Rangers, a good 45 minutes in the second half. But you're right, they can't afford to do that.
Long ball from Sholo. Trusty beats Kabori in the jump, breaks to Devlin on the halfway line and manages to work it back to Stuart Finlay, the former Celtic youngster, with a long ball with a left foot. Trusty wins the header and out of play for a Hearts throw-in, and they're up the pitch finally for the first time. And it's going to be a throw-in on this near side. I believe Rangers have gone ahead against Falkirk early on. A meaningless game. Yusuf Shamiti's got it. How they wish that was part of this incredible title battle that we've been watching as Yang is nicked off by Kabori. Ball was won cleanly, says referee Robertson. This comes all the way back to Swallow at the edge of his box. Maida at close quarters, he gets it away though. Johnston wins the header, but it's broken to Lawrence Shanklin. He's scored here a couple of times before in Hearts colours. Back to Milne, forward to Beningame, out to Altena on this near side. Back to Shanklin, good play from Hearts here. Devlin picks up, left of the centre circle, shifts it to the right of it for Kingsley. Left foot low ball out to Kizaridis. Dancing in field, he's away from Tinecti. Pulls it back to the left-hand side of the circle there for Finlay, and then out to Milne on this near side. Long ball, looking for Kabori. Gets the touch onto it, he's away from Trusty. Drags it out wide, away from Johnston, who puts the challenge in, and it goes out for a Hearts throw-in on the near side. Yep. Really good build-up play by Hearts there.
That was lovely play from the left out to the right, back out to the left. Long throw-in now, Harry Milne. Steinbender's gone up, Finlay's up, Kabori's a physical presence. This will come straight into the 6-yard box. Finlay starts on the byline, run himself out to the 6.
Harry Milne with a long throw into the Celtic 6-yard box. A Hearts header, wins it, down goes Shanklin inside the 6-yard area. He's wanting a penalty there. I think he's got both hands up in the air appealing, as that's cleared out for a throw-in, and a hush descends amongst the home supporters here in the wake of that.
Yeah, Hearts early on in this game have put the ball long up into Celtic's half and trying to get that second phase, and the moment that they get it, they build it well, they get their throw in, and that in itself will cause Celtic problems when they get the ball into the box, because I think Hearts have the advantage in that department.
2 Hearts wins and a draw between the sides this season. Hearts haven't gone unbeaten against Celtic in an entire league season since 94-95. They're looking to beat Celtic for the 3rd time in a single campaign, for the first time since league reconstruction in 1975, when they started playing each other 4 times in a campaign. As Trusty picks up just inside the Hearts half. Long ball to the left angle of the box, too high for Tierney to do anything with it, but Kizaridis loses out to Tinecti. He's facing his own goal though, as he makes his way back towards his own half. Passes it back to McGregor and infield to Scales. Goalless inside the opening 6 minutes. Trusty going across the halfway line. Out to Yang wide on the right, moves in away from Milne and then passes it back to Trusty. Short ball with the left foot along the grass to Nygren and then back into his own half for Trusty, who squares it along the halfway line to Scales. Scales coming forward, he's got Tenecti out on the far side touchline if he wants him, and he does.
Yeah, I think Celtic have more opportunity in this game to get possession. What they do with the possession is the critical. The other night against Motherwell outplayed them at times.
Yang shows too much of it to Milne on the near side. It's Milne on the ball, but he's under pressure from Yang. He's knocked it out, he's wanting a throw, he's not getting it. It's gone Celtic's way, and this is about level with the edge of the D of the Hearts box by the time Johnston bowls it back to Trusty, which he's done now. Square ball infield to Scales and low out to Tierney on the left. Celtic out to Tenecti. In the final third here, Tenecti taking on Stephen Kingsley. He's got Kizaridis for company as well. Back it comes to Tierney, low ball, Engels left side of the box, across it comes, an important header away there from Steinbender, goes behind for another Celtic corner. It's Celtic 0, Hearts 0 on title day.
Yeah, those little penetrating runs without the ball is critical for Celtic when they have that so much possession, and that time it was Tierney making a little run forward into space.
They've got a 2v1 Celtic out there. Devlin needs to get tighter if he can. He's got to stay 10 yards.
Yeah, he's been told to move back a bit, and not just by the referees, you can hear in the background. Thousands clad in green and white doing likewise as Engels prepares to take this corner. It's going to be another in-swinger with the right foot from the Celtic left as they attack the goal to the right. In from Engels, very deep, way too deep, and it sails behind for a goal kick to the visitors.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't that bad a ball. I know it was maybe probably a little bit overhit, but everybody's gone to the near post. I would expect somebody to come round the back from that perspective. Scales, Trusty, they all go to the near post.
Yeah, it's a well whipped in ball by Engels. You're right, Pat. You'd expect someone round the back. Even if it is played to the front, it's flicked onto the back. Someone has to be coming in. Yeah,
they all seem to peel off in the same direction there. Swallow takes the goal kick for the leaders, along with the right foot. Underneath it's Trusty who heads it out for a Hearts throw-in on this near side, about level with the edge of the centre circle. And Jordi Altina is going to be over this one. He's in no hurry. Remember, Hearts do not have to win this game of football. A draw is enough for a first title since 1960. Milne over the throw, bowls it down the line, looking for Shanklin. It goes over the head of McGregor. It's going to break to Kabore. His little back heel comes off Trusty and out for a Hearts throw-in, level with the Celtic penalty spot on this left-hand side.
Yeah, puts him in that position again for that long throw. You see Finlay going up.
Yeah, the last one caused a bit of concern. Shanklin felt he was held in the box. Be a long throw-in again. It'll be the same scenario that they're trying to aim for Finlay.
Hearts unbeaten in a couple of months since the defeat at Kilmarnock as Milne takes the throw-in. It's headed away by Johnston. Altena on the follow-up, but then Milne just about lost out to Yang, but he's got it through the legs of Johnston. Very deep cross, and he's unfortunate there. Just skips high over the bar. It'll be a goal kick. He did so well because it looked like he'd lost control of the situation there.
Yeah, done brilliantly, Harry Milne. I think he just panics. Tries to smash it in instead of just caressing the ball across the six.
It's back with Sinisalo. Long ball from the 6-yard line up towards Findlay. He manages to launch it forward. Trusty's underneath it for Celtic, but he's under pressure from Kabore. It was enough for him to panic and put it out for a throw into Hearts. And we've got another opportunity here to get the ball into the Celtic box. And the one thing the Hearts have done plenty this season, but one thing they've been most notable for is scoring from high balls into the opposition box, and Celtic will not want to give them too much encouragement in that regard.
No, that long ball again up into that last sort of almost attacking third is causing Celtic a few problems because they have to deal with it, and the only thing they can do is probably clear their lines out for a throw-in.
Milne with the throw into the box is headed away by Johnston. Nygren has not really had a feel of the ball yet, heads it away. It's bouncing at the edge of the Celtic box. Johnston only half away. Devlin turns it out towards Milne on this left-hand side. He's been challenged by Nygren. It's a foul by Nygren, says the referee. And that's a Hearts free kick, and it's level with the Celtic penalty spot again. They are asking for trouble here.
Yeah, well, we say that, Liam. Hearts are the best at set plays in the league. It's an opportunity here. Kizaridis will come over. Altena possibly. It'll probably be Kizaridis. Maybe Milne even swinging it out.
But Alan, what a silly free kick to give away.
It's a foul, Pat.
He's going absolutely nowhere, and he's got 2 or 3 players around the ball, and he dives in and doesn't make proper contact with the ball, and ends up giving away a silly free kick.
They've weathered the opening 10 minutes, Hearts, and they've been a threat themselves, arguably more of a threat, mostly from set plays, throw-ins. Here's their free kick. Milne leaves it for Kizaridis, to the back post it goes, and it's flicked behind for a Hearts corner, their first of the afternoon.
Yeah, good pressure. Stephen Kingsley this time on the left foot, going to whip this one in.
Hearts have settled okay here, Al.
Yeah, they've done well. An initial couple of minutes where you would imagine the Celtic crowd are ferocious to start with, but it's gone quiet.
Yeah, and Celtic, all the players are almost in that 6-yard box.
Yeah, that is so congested in there. Kingsley's aiming for that very spot, and it comes, and Salo grabs onto it with both gloves. It stays Celtic 0, Hearts 0 here. It's been 3 really early goals in Falkirk. Rangers led 2-0 on 2 and 6 minutes through Chermiti. A Butland own goals made it 2-1, so Falkirk 1, Rangers 2. Nothing much riding on that, if anything. And at Easter Road, Hibs 0, Motherwell 0, as those two battle for 4th. Trusty with a throw-in back to Sinisalo, and it's square out to Scales over on the far side under pressure from Shanklin. To Sinisalo. Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney down there on the edge of their technical area. McInnes going through all the emotions, kicking every ball as Celtic come forward here with Trusty up towards the halfway line. Chance to play Tierney, and a woeful ball forward by Trusty. It was all the way to Schwolo. Tierney had the freedom of the east end of Glasgow over on the far side if he was spotting him and finding him.
Kizaridis is switched off, he's watching the ball, doesn't see Tierney running beyond him. But that's going to be Hearts' tactic. You've seen it. Kabori or Shanklin, they'll try and sit on McGregor, they'll leave Trusty on it, and as we've seen there, he's given it away.
Derek McInnes has managed teams here 27 times before. On 6 occasions he is left with a result that would win Hearts the league title this afternoon.
So you'll see it, they'll leave Trusty on it if they can. Kabori or Shanklin, they'll get back with McGregor. But you're right, Kizaridis is the one that has to switch on that far side. If they have the tendency to big switch, Tierney will run off the back of Kizaridis.
We absolutely know the danger of Tierney. In fact, the 2 full-backs with Johnston back in the team these days as well. Trusty comes forward, it is goalless, 13 on the clock. There's a chip ball through there for Johnston, beaten to it by Steinvender, who goes down. Ball was taken. Steinvender stayed down though, and Derek McInnes will want play to stop, and it has done, and the Celtic fans are furious.
Yeah, well, the player's down in the box. I think the referee's right to stop it, you know. He's got a sore one.
He's in a bad way, yeah.
He's got a sore one. Yeah.
Well, they've got Frankie Kent on the bench as an obvious replacement here if Steinvender cannot continue, but he is on the deck. And the thing is, the Celtic fans, any stoppage, whether it's an injury or whatever, taking their time over set plays, the Celtic fans will be right on top of the referee and the Hearts players, because Hearts, when it does get into situations like this, and this is an injury, but set plays, free kicks, corners, they are going to eat away the clock as much as they can. They don't need to win this game.
No, and they will, you know, and I get that, but that's a genuine injury. You know, he's taken a dull one, maybe possibly a dead leg to his right thigh, by the looks of it. But you could see right away, he held his hand up.
Yeah, he's gone in. Obviously, Johnston's going in together. The 2 of them clash, and he's whether he's twisted his hip or he's got a dead leg, as you say. But he certainly went down, and he wasn't going to get back up. The referee had every right to stop the game.
And McInnes down there looks like he's getting Kent readied for action here. And Steinvender, he's taking a swig of water just now as the physios work on him. Whether he's able to continue or not, we're about to find out. And he is slowly back to his feet now. The goalkeeper Schwolo just checking to make sure his teammate's okay. And it will be a Hearts free kick here. Yeah, it's a Hearts free kick. The ball was stopped there, and the Celtic fans are expecting there to be a drop ball, an uncontested drop ball there.
I don't get that.
But it's a Hearts free kick for the challenge by the Celtic attacker.
But I don't get that, because the play was carried on.
Has it been told by the assistant it's a free kick?
Yeah, but that's... I don't get that. I really don't get it.
Well, the VAR was having a look at it to see if there's any suspicion of a Celtic penalty there. It was right inside the penalty box.
Yeah,
and what they've come up with is it's not a penalty, it's a defensive free kick, so that's why it's been given.
But does VAR now call the free kicks also?
No, it's because it was a penalty check. As McGregor dinks it forward to the halfway line, Altena clears it back into the Celtic half. Engels, and then Yang helps it on its way. Maida wasn't quite on the same wavelength. Had he been, he might have sprung the Hearts defence a lot quicker than he did. Steinvender's back on the pitch, incidentally, as Hearts pick up the ball. And it is Steinvender just inside his own half with the long right foot ball down the middle. Kabori goes to ground, as does Trusty, but it's a foul by the Hearts striker. It's Celtic 0, Hearts 0 on 16 minutes. As it stands, Heart of Midlothian win the league title.
Yeah, I can't see Steinwender continuing this game. He's really struggling.
Here goes Nygren in behind Finlay, driving down the right side, but he's not going to be able to keep him playing, and Finlay barges Nygren to the ground, and that will be a goal kick to Hearts.
Good old-fashioned
shoulder charge. Nothing wrong with that, Pat.
He didn't use his hands, which is a critical factor.
I think Nygren will be looking for a bit of revenge at some point. So, the early stages done and dusted. How are you two reading this right now?
I think both teams have settled in. Really have. 16 minutes.
They've settled into the way that they want to play. Celtic will be possession, passing the ball, trying to work it from the back through midfield and wide. Hearts playing it longer, playing it into areas where they're putting Celtic under a bit of pressure.
Altena gets it from Shanklin wide in the left, moves into a left central position and switches it to Stephen Kingsley. Moves it out to Kizaridis on the far side. Kabori and Shanklin wait in the Celtic box. Two centre backs beside them. Kingsley rolls it back to Kizaridis, who eventually goes back into his own half for Steinvender. Plays it to Findlay on the near side. Long ball by Stuart Findlay. Johnston's underneath it for Celtic. His header, though, is going to Kabori. And the referee, the flag's up on the far side. It's going to be an offside and a free kick to Celtic. It's goalless.
That was a push, actually, on Alistair Johnson there by Altena. No need for it. You'd like a better ball up for Finlay, trying to drop it in instead of playing up at head height.
Austin Trusty takes it at walking pace and then rolls it out to Johnston on the near side. Back to Trusty. And then to his goalkeeper at the edge of his own box, Sinisalo, who has enjoyed his run in the team since Kasper Schmeichel's injury. And indeed problems. Schmeichel didn't have a great day at Tynecastle earlier in the season. Maida taking on Steinvender. Wonderful slide challenge by Steinvender on the stretch to beat Maida to it. He's got it back to Schfollo, and Schfollo clears with the right foot into the Celtic half. Kabori beats Trusty, flicks it on. Shanklin goes after it, but Scales is there. And Scales turns it out to Tenecti wide the left. One back by Kingsley, but McGregor's there. Shanklin has it back, flags up. Offside, free kick Celtic. Celtic 0, Hearts 0 on 18.5.
That shows you Kabori's got the beat and he Trusty in there. He's done it again, good flick. Shanklin just wasn't reading in the same situation with him.
Well, I think you were talking earlier about the impact Kabori made against Celtic in the most recent one, wasn't it? The 2-2 draw in Gorgie.
I tell you, they're taking a big chance. I'm just looking at Steinwender. He is really struggling, and they're taking a big chance of keeping him on because
it's
he's
a great challenge though against the quickest man in the league.
But even after that, he was really struggling to get back on his feet. And you know, obviously Maeda is the one he's up against, and it only takes one ball down the side of him. Can he react in the way that he would normally react?
Celtic have won each of their last 7 matches, 6 in the league, since the insipid defeat at Dundee United on the 22nd of March. Both these teams.
Kizaridis is off again, switched off. He keeps switching off. Kizaridis, he's into the right back area. It's a worry, a real worry.
Long one there for Yang in behind against Milne. Chops back on his left side onto his right, back on his left. Couldn't get away from Milne as he came back on the right, but the flag's up anyway. And it'll be a free kick to Hearts, and it stays 0-0.
That late flag is always
it's a ridiculous part, honestly.
You know, if he's well off, I'd love to see them change that rule, because it's frustrating for all of us watching, because you don't know what's going to happen, and there is going to be a moment where there's going to be an injury to somebody. That's the problem with it.
Well, they've got to let the attacks come to fruition, don't they?
Yeah, but if you're well off, Liam, you know, not those ones, is just really a fine margin.
Many linesmen think someone's well offside, and after the VAR check, spotted that they're actually on. As Hearts come forward, it's played to Kabori, left side of the box, turns it back across. Shanklin was waiting, but Scales is there, and Johnston with a header buys himself some space and wallops it clear, but it's gone straight here to Steinvender, who plays it along the halfway line to the left for Findlay. Just over 20 minutes played, 0-0. Hearts very much playing like they are top of the league, and they are playing with a real confidence right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Kabore's causing a bit of concern. He really is. I think he tries to hit the shot there, and he doesn't get it right, and it goes across. Shankland's almost on the end of it, but he's causing Trusty all sorts. He doesn't like physical presence.
You can read it like a book, can you? Every time the ball goes to Findlay on this side, he just plays that little ball down over the side or beyond Johnson.
Milne's looping ball in. Shankland's headers wide of the target. Didn't really get much power in it. It was a difficult one for him to take as it looped towards the right side of the goal. It goes behind goal kick Celtic, and it stays 0-0. Arne Engels in the far side, challenged by Devlin. Throw in Hearts, come off the Celtic man last. They're battling so hard here, are the visitors.
Yeah, quarter of the game gone almost.
Yeah,
very much in it.
I'd like to see Celtic play more penetrative balls. You know, they're passing it well, but there is opportunity for them to play that ball longer.
Kabore at the edge of the Celtic box decides to shoot. It's well wide, but it's another effort and goal.
Yeah, nice link-up play. Throw in, Shankland flicks into Kabore's path. Again, Kabore will drop off, try and get into McGregor's area. McGregor's so key for Celtic. He's so key, and you can stop the ball going to him. It certainly
I think right now,
better.
Alan Packy, it just feels like there's a real lack of urgency about Celtic in a game they have to win.
No, it's not urgency. It's just players have been a little bit more cautious, not putting the ball at risk. Taking that risk is something, especially when the centre halves have it. Look forward.
Tierney's away again. Sorry, Pat.
Yeah.
You watch Kizaridis. He sleeps, and Tierney just takes off.
Nygren on this near side, out to the touchline, finds Yang, trying to spin Milne. He's done well, he's in the Hearts half, but plays it off Beningame. McGregor tries to win it back, but Devlin beats him to it, and it's Cammy Devlin for Hearts. Flicks with the outside of the right boot into the centre circle for Lawrence Shankland. Shifts it back to Kingsley. Infield to Devlin. And then to Stuart Findlay again.
Yeah, it's on all the time.
Now it's with Altena. He's facing his own goals, he goes back to Findlay. Plenty of runners ahead of him. He likes just to go back this follow. And the Hearts goalkeeper inside his box clears long and high with the right foot into the Celtic half. Scales wins the header. And it's going to go straight to Findlay here. There is frustration amongst the home support right now. Johnston finds Engels, he goes back to Scales at the edge of his own box. It's 0-0 at Celtic Park. We are beyond the quarter mark. Tenecti out to Tierney on the far side. Looking to return it to Tenecti in behind Kingsley. It's dropped over Kingsley. Tenecti is beaten to it by Steinvender though. And Steinvender clears out for a Celtic throw-in, level with the Hearts penalty spot on the far side.
Yeah, that's a better ball actually.
Yeah.
And behind the Hearts defence for Tenecti to run onto and do something, because if you keep playing in front of Hearts during this game, that they're quite comfortable.
Yeah, while you're playing in front, you're right. Anything hit over the top, they're facing their own goal, and as you've seen, it's got Celtic up the park. Now for them to have the long throw on for Tierney.
He does have a short option in Tenecti. This is going to come into the box. Kieran Tierney from the north stand side bowls it in, headed away by Steinvender. Altena, was he fouled by Johnston? Yes, he was. Free kick Hearts at the edge of their own penalty area. It stays Celtic 0, Hearts 0 on 24.
Yeah, I think that's a late one. I really do. He's caught Altena right in the head.
He's going to need some treatment as well. This will just add to the angst amongst the Celtic support, who have not seen their team score the early goal that they craved today. Goalless here, remains goalless at Easter Road, where Hibs are taking on Motherwell in the battle for fourth. Fifth may well be good enough for Europe as well if Celtic beat Dunfermline a week today in the Scottish Cup final. Full coverage of that here on Sportsound and BBC Radio Scotland, as well as on the television. This domestic season not quite done yet. Some big matches to come. The bottom six play out tomorrow. There's not too many big games amongst all that, but those teams will complete their league seasons. Then on Thursday, Partick Thistle against St Mirren in the first leg of the Premiership playoff final, live here on Sportsound. Then it's the Scottish Cup final on Saturday. The second leg of that playoff final is on Monday in Paisley, and that will be the end of the domestic season as St Mirren face Partick Thistle that evening. And then attention turns to the national team as Scotland face Curaçao 2 weeks today.
Wow,
in their penultimate match before the World Cup.
That's creeping up, Liam. I didn't think it was only
Incredible.
2 weeks away.
Incredible.
Still got to find out what the squad is.
Tuesday you'll find that out, and you'll be able to keep an eye on that at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland.
Will Craig Gordon make that?
Well, he's back warming up and doing things like that, so you would certainly hope so, because that's one thing we need. Is I think Craig Gordon, we don't, the other two, if it's Kelly and Gunn, none of them are playing.
I will be astonished if Craig Gordon's not in that squad. Anyway, it's game on here. Altona's going to be okay to come back on, and Swallow with a long free kick with the right foot from the edge of his box. Kabore wins another header. Kizaridis goes after it. Tenekti though gets there first, finds Tierney, nods it back to him, then it's a foul by Kizaridis, was there? Yes, on Tenekti, and that's a free kick over on that far side. Celtic 0, Hearts 0. It is on a knife edge. Scales picks up and squares it to Trusty, and takes it for a walk up towards the halfway line. Johnston in space to his right, uses him now and goes back to Trusty. Trusty
goes
clears
again.
away if he can find him this time. No, Kizaridis with a header, and it's gone straight to Benjamin Nygren, the edge of the box, slips it through for Maida. It's behind him though, and it comes right through to Swallow, and you can hear the groans of frustration from the Celtic supporters as it comes back into the gloves of the Hearts goalkeeper, who in truth on title day has not had anything to do really.
No, but listen, you know, it wasn't a great final pass, but even the long ball creates the opportunity, because obviously it's knocked down the second phase. Nygren picks it up and ends up a chance for Celtic.
Tierney's gone down on the far side, and it will be a Celtic free kick.
Did you ever think Nygren was going to hit that, Pat?
I thought he was.
I thought he was going to hit it
the other night, the strike he had.
And the possession is 62-38 in Celtic's favour. The Hearts have looked dangerous at times. Nygren can't control. Findlay clears. Going out for a Celtic throw-in on this near side. Just watching Derek McInnes. This is as animated as I think I've ever seen him. The Hearts manager down there in all his managerial career. And you just think, his 8 years at Aberdeen, he ran into that fabulous Brendan Rodgers Celtic team. He would surely have won more silverware had it not been for the strength of Celtic that season. Trusty finds Engels and back to Austin Trusty, and then Nygren back into his own half for the American defender. 28 on the clock, 0-0. Trusty has it. He's got Maida ahead of him, uses him, and now finds Nygren. Johnston on the right side. Alistair Johnston gets it round Milne. Brilliant plays at the byline, but it's brilliantly blocked by Altena. Breaks kindly for Milne as well. It's a long one forward. Scales is onto it on the halfway line, and he elects to swipe it back to his keeper under pressure from Kabore.
Yeah, that was a really good opportunity for Celtic. Johnson getting in behind. Altena did really well to get back, but I thought Johnson could have done a little bit better to get that cross into the box. It was the first time I've seen Johnson get into that byline in this game so far.
Scales on the left for Celtic, midway inside the Hearts half. Short there to Engels, out it goes to Tenekti. Now Scales to Engels, and Scales again.
He needs movement up front. There's not enough movement, you know, and it's easy for them to just keep the ball at the back. Oh my word.
Yeah, they're giving it away. The ball was played out this near side. It just brushed off Shanklin though, and out for a throw in on this near side. Alistair Johnston is over this. And he's just inside the Hearts half. Celtic looking for that crucial opening goal. As that comes all the way back to Sinisalo. Chick Young's in Falkirk, been another goal check.
It's going all right for Rangers at last after the break. They lead by 3-1. There's a VAR check on the third goal. I think it's after a lengthy check. It stands. Yeah, Gassama has scored the third, so 2 for Trinity, 1 for Gassama. Horrendous own goal from Jack Butland. There's a pass back from Fernandez, but it was down to the goalkeeper. Big mistake. 3-1 Rangers.
3-1 Rangers, still goalless at Easter Road as it is here. And we're almost on the half hour. Tenekti pokes it back to McGregor in the attacking third. Square ball, it's Johnston though. I'm sure that was aimed for Engels. Back with Trusty. To his right, it's Engels. Back to Trusty in the centre circle. Hearts pushing up well here. Scales collects on the left and gives it straight to Devlin, who feeds it through to Kabore. Sloppy from Scales. As Kabore goes back to Beningame and then back to Steinvender. Square there to Kingsley. not playing on his favoured side by any stretch of Stephen Kingsley today. A very deliberate ploy of Derek McInnes is to play him instead of Kent from the start. It's out to Milne on the near side, back to Findlay, who moves it infield to Beningame under pressure from McGregor. Back to Steinvender and then to Findlay on the near side. Long ball down the line is going to slice out for a Celtic throw, is it? Might even stay in play. No, it has gone out eventually, but way down by the corner flag. And Johnston over the throw for Celtic. It is goalless. Yeah, it is nervy at Celtic Park.
Yeah, he should have kept that in play because he had all the time in the world. He's ran it out for a throw-in and now they're under a little bit of pressure.
Engels, long ball forward, underneath it's Kingsley. Devlin tries to get onto it, gets something onto it, finds his chief lieutenant there, Beningame. So breaks into the Hearts half, long ball forward and out for a Celtic throw.
The season's down to an hour.
Yep. Sure is, plus stoppages. And as it stands, Hearts are champions. Who on earth would have predicted that before a ball was kicked last August? Hearts kicked off with a win over Aberdeen at Tynecastle. Celtic left it very late to beat St Mirren. Both these teams have very late goals in them. We'll get to that later. Here's McGregor, he's found Engels, now he's driving forward. Maida to the right, Tenecti to the left. Finds Tenecti, steps away from Kizaridis and shoots, and Swallow holds on. But it is a shot on target for Celtic, and they've been few in this match so far. It's 32 minutes old, Celtic 0, Hearts 0.
What's he cutting inside for? He had Tierney bombing up on his outside. All he had to do is just to play him in or go himself. And he likes to cut inside. He got no power on the strike, but it was a really good tackle from McGregor in the middle of the pitch with 50-50, and you don't expect him to probably come out on top when you're up against Beningame and Devlin, but he did on that occasion.
It's with Sinisalo just outside the centre circle, away out of his goal, plays it forward to Trusty. Hearts everyone back to defend it. Trusty comes up towards the edge of the Hearts box, rolls it wide right along the grass to Yang. Taking on Milne, jinks back onto his left side at the right angle of the box, finds Engels. Yang tries to knock it in, it's blocked. Hearts pick up the loose one to Kizaridis, who finds Shankland. Back out to Kizaridis on the far side. And back to Kingsley, he goes back to his goalkeeper, and Swallow hits it, takes no chances. Long ball with the right foot. Trusty wins his first headed, I think, against Kabore this afternoon, but it's broken for Altena. He can't retain it for any length of time, and it's with Nygren in the centre circle. And he shrugs off the attentions of Devlin and goes back to Scales. Listen to Celtic fans, they want the ball played forward. Scales goes back to the left for Tierney, and then Scales again.
You've got to get movement for him to play it forward. And, you know, I'm looking at Celtic players higher up the pitch. They've got to have a little bit more movement. That's what Motherwell do really, really well when I watched them.
Engels on the near side. And they're level with 18-yard line is Yang. Back to Engels and then infield to Nygren, goes behind Johnston though. And then Johnston rolls it back into his own half for Austin Trusty, who then moves it back into Hearts territory for Scales, left of the circle on the far side for Tenecti. And back to Scales, long chip ball forward, looking for Tierney, controls in the chest, to the edge of the box. Kieran Tierney finds Nygren inside the D. He runs straight at Altena, wins it back for Hearts, and then he's brought crashing to the ground by Johnston, who's going to be yellow carded. Yellow for the Celtic number 2, and he's frustrated with his teammates there because Jordi Altena's won it back, but just again, it's a touch too many in the final third by Celtic players, and we're getting towards the final 10 minutes of the opening 45. It stays Celtic 0, Hearts 0.
Yeah, it's an easy yellow card considering he's clattered Altena about 5 minutes ago at the edge of the box as well, Johnson. It just takes the pressure off. Yeah, Celtic again, good.
Regardless of that previous one, that was a yellow card offence anyway, wasn't it? Reckless challenge by Alistair Johnston. There were many poring over replays of his challenge last week in the derby here against Rangers. There's been a goal at Easter Road. Kerridine Idsand's there.
Hibs 0, Motherwell 1. Lucas Fadinger, it took a deflection, but it's been all Motherwell up until now. Regan Charles, Hooker, Elijah just all had good chances, but the goal's gone to Fadinger. It's Motherwell ahead with 10 minutes to go until the break.
Motherwell looking to hang on to fourth. many would feel if they dropped to 5th, it would end up being a relatively disappointing season for them, given they were in the title battle themselves. Engels wins it back ahead of Devlin. Kizarides, what a job he did there. Picks Engels' pocket and forces it back to his goalkeeper as Engels tried to work out what he was going to do next. It stays Celtic 0, Hearts 0.
Yeah, but he was too slow in his decision making there. He's got to drive on with a bit of purpose. He thought he was in more space than he was, and yes, Kizarides getting back really well.
It's with Arne Engels, long looping left foot ball forward into the Hearts half. Steinvender's there ahead of Maida. Dyson Maida's barely had a kick in this first half, and he's the man in form. Kizarides as well, he's in the centre circle, holding off 2 in green and white hoops and works it out wide left for Milne. Kabore and Shanklin ahead of him. He's found Altena, who gets the ball eventually left side of the box. Chops onto his right side. Johnston goes to ground. Altena rolls it back outside the box for Beningame. Finds Devlin to Beningame, right foot, low ball. Altena goes for goal. It's high over the bar. It's wild in truth. There's frustration from his manager down there. It stays Celtic 0, Hearts 0.
That was good play from Hearts though, got to say. Kabore, Shanklin, they were all involved again. Altena a couple of times. Mung tried to get to the byline and then went in. It gives it time for other boys to get into the box.
Yeah, you can see what Hearts are doing. They're getting it along, they're running the second phase, and then they're trying to put that ball in the box. Celtic, lots and lots of possession, but very little penetration. And I think it's one shot that the goalkeepers had to deal with so far in the game.
You see Dermot Desmond sitting down there between Michael Nicholson and Brian Wilson. Celtic board. It is Celtic on the ball with Trusty. 37 on the clock, 0-0. As it stands, Hearts are champions. It's Yang on this near side, up against Milne, who pinches it back off the South Korean expertly. Infield to Beningame, and then back to Findlay, and then out to Milne on this near side. Low ball into the Celtic half for Shanklin. He's managed to flick it forward to Kabore, and Shanklin's in his back to his left. Pierre Landry, Kabore up the edge of the box. His shot's blocked by Scales. It bounces behind eventually for a goal kick to Celtic. But once again, Hearts coming forward with menace.
Yeah, good play from Hearts. Going a really good play down this combination of passes to get into Shanklin, Kabore. But I thought it was really good defending from Scales. He stood, he waited a moment and got his block in.
Maida brought down. Celtic have an advantage though. Tenecti works the 1-2 with Yang on the left. It's Tenecti left side of the box, wins the corner. Blasted off Findlay. He'll settle for that because he only had Nygren in there. And the yellow cards come out as well, Alan, there, just for the previous foul.
Yeah, Steinbender on the touchline.
And it was Steinbender. So he joins Johnston in the book, and Celtic have a corner on the far side with 7 minutes of the regulation time to play in this first half. In this enormous Premiership fixture. This is up there with any that have taken place in the Scottish football top flight in the history of the game in this country. Engels with the corner, in swinger, it's a good one, but it's headed away by Steinbender. McGregor tries to recycle it over on the left side, down the line to Tenecti, and then back to McGregor. Celtic still have the centre backs up, though Scales is having to return to post now. Tierney in the centre circle, low ball to Nygren on the right, out to Yang, taking on Milne. Milne again defends it well. He could only last 45 minutes against Falkirk the other night as it goes out for a throw-in, but he's playing like he's not been out at all here.
I just see Engels having a real go at Tenecti there when he gets the ball. Go and take people on, that's your job. Easy to knock it back to a midfielder and keep the ball.
Johnston short throw into Nygren, back to Johnston, Beningame all over him. He's all the way back to Trusty, and he's going to square it to Scales in the centre circle. Celtic having to go back to square one there. Scales out to Tierney, and then infield to Scales. He looks up ahead of him. It's every maroon shirt in front of him, bar Shanklin. Out to Tierney on the left. Tries to play it in behind here for Engels. Engels, was that a foul on Steinbender? Yes, it was, says Don Robertson. Hearts have a free kick, and they're doing their level best here to frustrate the champions, knowing that if they keep a clean sheet today, they will be Scottish champions.
Well, they don't have to do too much yet. You know, they're just nice and compact, good distances from defenders. Celtic are just not penetrating the way that you would expect today. It's almost non-risk football.
Yeah, there's a long way to go still. We'll part of 50 minutes plus whatever added on. But,
well,
you
I mean,
know,
look what happened in 90+9 at Falkirk on Wednesday.
Correct, but you know, Hearts have got their shape is good at the moment on their attacks as well. Kabore and Shanklin are a handful.
It's the first time the Premiership title's gone to the final day since 2011. And Kilmarnock were hosting Rangers in Walter Smith's last league game in charge. Celtic were beating Motherwell 4-0 here, but Kyle Lafferty scored twice in the opening 7 minutes, and Rangers ran out 5-1 winners to win the title. The Scales wins the header against Shanklin over on the far side, and Tierney bundles it clear, but Kingsley has it and finds Devlin down the line for Shanklin, and then Devlin plays it off Maida and out for a throw-in to Hearts, a bit level with the edge of the centre circle, maybe a bit further forward than that. Over on the north stand side on the Hearts right as they attack the goal to the left. We are in the final 5 minutes.
Crucial
of the first
time,
half.
crucial time. We always say it
Changes
just
team
before
talks,
half-time.
It can give you a lift, or it can really hinder you if you concede at this moment.
Long throw in, Kingsley into the Celtic box. Scales for the header. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. It's going to go behind for the corner. He crouched down low and nodded it out to the left side of the box. I'm not sure if he lost his bearings, but it's gone out for the corner to Hearts.
Yeah, I think he thought that maybe Tierney, was he all going to get a header on it?
He thought
and he didn't.
He just sort of, I think Kieran just ducked at the last minute, and Scales put under a little bit of pressure, but the set play again, set piece coaches out.
If Hearts score, Celtic will need at least 2. We'll need to score twice without conceding again. Kingsley's corner, he's drifted it to the edge of the box for Kizaridis, who's forced back a little bit to get onto it. He is now. And then out to Devlin, down the right for Kingsley. He's going to try and get the ball in, and he's going to win another corner. I bet this one comes straight into the box this time, given how good they've been at this season.
Yeah, the last corner, it wasn't a good clip actually to the edge of the box. I mean, there is space at the edge of the box. Celtic got everybody back in round about the 6-yard box, and there is a big space between there and the edge of the box, and Hearts have got 2 players on the edge of the box, so it's still on, but I think they put it in.
It's Kingsley, this time it does come into the box, a good delivery, and Shanklin scores! Shanklin gives Hearts the lead on title day! It is on! It is on! One of the great underdog stories in Scottish football history is very much on now, and it's the skipper Shanklin in the back post. The Hearts fans go wild. A game they don't even need to win. It's a game they are now leading as we creep towards the break. It is Celtic 0, Heart of Midlothian 1. Is this the day? The duopoly's broken.
Magnificent ball in from Kingsley, and there's Shanklin round the back. We said it, Liam, how dangerous they are at set plays. The best in the league, and all credit to the set piece coach down there. He's out. But a minute before, played to the edge of the box. They've changed it completely. They've whipped it round the back. Usually McIntyre comes in round the back. He's not playing. It's the skipper Shanklin with a header. Can Hearts get to half-time with his lead?
Yeah, we did say what an important time. They elected to go to the edge of the box in the first corner. Second corner was played right in with pace, but the goalkeeper has got to take a little bit of responsibility. He comes, he misses it at the back post, and there was Shanklin. All he do is get his head on it, back of the net.
Lawrence Shanklin's 20th goal of the season. He may not ever score a more important one if Hearts go on to win this title today. And now Celtic need to score 2 unanswered goals, at least, in this game, because you can't rely on Hearts scoring again. They certainly need the next one.
Well, it's an incredible game now, isn't it? You know, there's a real test for Celtic to come back into this game, but they've got to be a little bit more aggressive in that front area of the pitch to take more risk.
Hearts have just got to keep doing as they're doing if they can.
And Beringamy wins it back for Hearts. It's Shanklin on this near side winning the throw-in off Nygren. How important has he been? And when you consider he missed 8 matches as well.
Yeah, you're talking about, you know, that's when the time you touched on it, Liam, there was a little bit of a lull in the Hearts form. Lawrence Shanklin plays, he's such a danger, you know, and really surprised there was no one come in for him in the summer, and delighted that he managed to stay at Hearts, absolutely.
Well, before today, crucial Shanklin goals have been worth an extra 12 points. Crucial Braga goals have been worth an extra 12 as well, which underlines the importance of those two to this Hearts team. We're going to go into the first of 3 minutes of stoppages at the end of the first half. Hearts lead here in Glasgow. A draw will do them, but they are winning. And the dream is on. In truth, it's been on pretty much all season. It's Tenecti on the far side, Tierney running ahead of him. It's played into Engels, plays it straight off Devlin, and Kizaridis beats McGregor to it. It's all about what the visitors are doing now, the league leaders. As things stand, they'll win the title by 4 points. As Johnston wins the header, Yang goes in on Milne. And then Altona and Yang, and Shanklin wins it back. Eventually the free kick goes Yang's way. And Derek McInnes out there, still out there encouraging his players. Been told to calm down by David Dickinson, the fourth official. Celtic switch it out wide left. It's with Sebastian Tenecti taking on Kingsley at the left side of the box. He finds Tierney in the overlap, wins the corner, though they are screaming for a handball. And Don Robertson points to the spot. Don Robertson points to the spot. Celtic have a penalty.
Unbelievable. I thought he's on the ground and his hands on the ground to keep his body up.
Well, the VAR will determine that. Hearts haven't conceded a single penalty in this league season. And if VAR gives this the go-ahead, how important it could prove to be. They've just taken the lead. It's first half stoppage time. And it looks as though whilst it's gone to a VAR check, from what I'm understanding, this is a clear penalty packet.
Yeah, it's Kizaridis. He's not a defender, as Alan
he goes to ground.
He goes to ground. He's inside the box. What an opportunity for Celtic to get back into this game.
Right, they're now looking. It's a handball, no doubt about it, but they're having a look at the attacking phase of play. The decision is confirmed. It is a penalty. It will be a penalty, and Celtic will have the chance to level here. There you go. That's the fans knowing all about it now.
Yeah, we did say the 5 minutes before half-time was crucial. My word, if this goes in the back of the net, 2 goals in 5 minutes is just incredible. I don't know who's going to take it, because
Engels, I would imagine.
I would assume it is Engels. Iheanacho took the one the last day. Engels hasn't had the best of games so far. He's given the ball away a few times, but this is so crucial.
Celtic have been awarded 10 penalties this season. They've failed with 2 of them. They did convert the other night, as the guys were saying, through Iheanacho. Hearts lead through Shanklin's goal on 43. We're in a 3rd minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half. And you kind of get the feeling Arne Engels cannot afford to miss this opportunity. He's spotting the ball up right now. Swallow standing in the middle of his goal. Arne Engels for Celtic to tie this game up. This is huge. Here he goes! Scores! Bottom right corner! Swallow couldn't get the touch, and Arne Engels goes away to celebrate on the far side. The defending champions are not giving up their title without a fight here. It is Celtic 1, Heart of Midlothian 1 on the stroke of half-time.
Yeah, and the penalty comes from Tenecti getting the ball and Tierney overlapping down the side of it, and he plays that little ball that we've said about it earlier. If you can't do it, somebody else can do it. Getting to the byline, getting the penalty, but what a good finish from Engels. The goalkeeper goes the right way, by the way.
Pat, it's actually not a good penalty.
Do you think not?
It goes under the keeper. It's not a good penalty.
I thought he got pace on it. Maybe you're absolutely
a bit of pace,
right.
but it's not in the corner. It goes under the goalie.
Goalkeeper goes the right way. I would like to see it again.
So back to where we started, 1-1, and approaching the interval. Celtic win it back from Kabore through Scales, who dinks it up towards Maidau, controls in his chest, facing his own goal. Works it to Yang, looks to find Johnston on the right. He's not going to get there. Finlay will beat him to it. Johnston then leaves one on Finlay, and he's already on a yellow card, and Derek McInnes is down there with the arms outstretched.
I would say it's a foul. I don't think it's a yellow card. I think there's momentum taking him into him. He's difficult to check because both of them's going for it. Half-time.
It is half-time here, and the stadium right now has a very different atmosphere to what we were perhaps going to hear at that penalty not being awarded and converted. Lawrence Shanklin at Hearts in front on 43 minutes after a cagey opening 43. Kingsley's corner swept into the back post. Shanklin attacked it. knocked it home. And at that point, the Hearts supporters, who were joyous up the other end, and indeed in all the hostelries that they're packed into in Edinburgh right now, and they were believing that today's to be the day for them. It may still be, but Celtic came off the floor just before the half-time whistle. Kizaridis with a handball. Don Robertson awarded the penalty. It survived the VAR check, and Arne Engels did the rest. And that means it is, as we were at the start of proceedings today, all square, on title day. Hearts just need a draw. Celtic must win. And the season comes down to 45 minutes. Half-time at Celtic Park. It is Celtic 1, Heart of Midlothian 1.
The Scottish Premiership.
Live on Sports Sound.
Scottish football lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Kenny McIntyre. Incredible drama there right before the break at Celtic Park. Darren O'Dea, Ryan Stevenson and Tom English are alongside me in the studio. Ryan, you were up out of your seat. That was a great header from Lawrence Shanklin. The key moment there was hang on until half-time. So crucial.
Yeah, they'll be saying that on the pitch to each other as well. Literally, as soon as the goal goes in, you celebrate. You get back into your position. It would just be looking at that clock thinking, let's just get to half-time. And listen, it is what it is. Kizaridis is probably, it's an attacker's sort of block tackle. And I hate the fact that it is a penalty because I don't like it, but it is a penalty. His hands away from his body. And I mean, the last 5 minutes of the game, it's just erupted, and it'll be now for both sets of teams could get back into the change room and try and settle down, try and get the nerves calmed down, get a seat, get refueled and get ready to come back out. But as the guys were saying there, 45 minutes. I mean, what a 45 minutes we've got coming up.
Oh, if it's like this with 10 minutes to go, it's going to be absolutely unbearable. Darren, just talk us through then a great header from Shanklin at the back post, but talk us through the dreadful defending from Celtic. What went wrong?
It's hard to tell. First of all, Lawrence Shanklin is not picked up by anyone. I'm unsure if that's someone that's switched off or if that's actually Celtic setup where they're more zonal. And if that's the case, then probably Alistair Johnston's at fault because he's defending that back area of the goal. That half of football is a microcosm of Celtic's full season. Underwhelming performance, but somehow just hang in and find a way to stay in the game. There's still obviously a huge way to go. Hearts have had you would up until the penalty, a perfect tactical master plan from Derek McInnes in terms of leaving Austin Trusty on the ball. Kaburi's literally followed Callum McGregor around the pitch and just nullified him. And Austin Trusty struggled with it because ultimately he's not a player that, well, he's on his wrong foot for a start, he's on his right foot, but he can't find passes. And Hearts have played it brilliantly, but ultimately Celtic have hung in there, found a penalty, and now it sets it up. We're back to square one for the second half.
Yeah, a draw about right, Tom, do you think? And the important thing was absolutely no question marks at all over the award of the penalty.
No, thank goodness. It's a clear-cut penalty. It's an easy decision. Nobody of a sane mind is going to dispute that. It's as we were. And we had a tight game for 40-odd minutes. What was it, 42 minutes when Shanklin scored? I think Hearts were defending really well. They were very comfortable in the game. Darren is dead right, and I might steal his line about Celtic season and microcosm for my piece later on, because he's 100% right. They found a way. Like Hearts get the goal. Hearts did not have a shot on target before the goal. That was their first shot on target. They only had, I think, 3 touches of the ball inside Celtic's penalty area before Shanklin put them ahead. So it was a kind of hit and run job for them, and it was a glorious goal. And the man, he gets it, does it again. Nice finish at the back post. But Celtic, I mean, we've seen this under O'Neill time and time again. Normally it's at the end of the second half rather than the end of the first half. Mm-hmm. But they've done it at the end of the first half this time. I think it was 49th minute when Engels converted the penalty. Schwalov he'll be in pain because he was so close to him, just went right under his body. So near yet so far away.
I think that's what the Hearts players can't let it get in their mind is the fact that I'm sitting thinking it, you're saying it as well, is don't sit in that changing room and let any part of this is what Celtic do get into your mind. They cannot. Dan's 100% right. What they have to think about is, up until that, it was absolutely pitch perfect. They were more than comfortable in the game, tactically superb, but they can't go in, and it's difficult because it's basically the last kick of the ball, to go in and think they've done that again.
It's hard to get out of your mind, isn't it? And that's a big job for Derek McInnes. So what is the message from the Hearts manager?
More of the same. It'll literally just be, we have to keep our shape. That'll be the biggest thing. I said to Tom just as the game was going on, Kabori has a shot and they kind of all just stand, and I think some of the boys were saying, oh, well done to him, and Celtic broke straight away. Any time they have an attack, the first instinct has to be straight back into their shape. Callum McGregor, someone sitting on Callum McGregor will be pivotal in this second half. Get through, again, like the first half, get through the initial stages of it. And if we get an opportunity, or if the Hearts get an opportunity, can they then take it? Me and Dan have spoke about it as well. Both teams, what players are going to get through the 90 minutes? Because on both sides, we see not all of them will get through it. Alistair Johnson, will he be able to see 90 minutes? Will Harry Millen be able to see 90 minutes? So, I mean, there's big opportunity for the players coming off the bench. So, it's just going to be fascinating.
Like Martin O'Neill is in that dressing room, and he would be entitled to think Celtic can do way better than that in the second half, because they couldn't do a whole lot worse. Creatively, holding on to the ball, being cohesive. So he will think, right, there's vast improvement in this team in the second half. Derek McInnes will think, we've defended well, we haven't really done much in attack, but we've scored. First real coherent attack we've had, we've scored a goal from it. So Celtic are vulnerable. So it's I mean, the psychology of this now is compelling, really. I mean, it's so tight. Neither of them have created a whole lot, but each of them have got a goal. And Celtic have only got a goal from a penalty spot. They haven't cut Hearts open. They haven't cut Steinlander. I think he went down injured early on with a bit of a hip injury by the looks of it. I think he's been outstanding.
Yeah.
They've just been, Hearts have been so well organised, so well drilled in the game. They'll be raging with the penalty because it's avoidable. But it's 1-1, and it's, as Liam said there, it's a 45-minute season. 37 and a half games done, and we still don't know who's going to win this title.
We will find out in the next hour or so. 2 other games in the top flight today. Let's get that big one at Easter Road. It's a huge game in terms of the European places. Hibs at home to Motherwell. There for us is Kerry Nitsan.
Yes, a huge game, and there have been 3 big cheers here at Easter Road. The first from the Motherwell fans as they celebrated their side deservedly going ahead through Lucas Fadinger's deflected shot 10 minutes before the break. Then news filtered through from Celtic Park that Hearts were ahead, bringing yet more delirium from the away fans here. But of course, when news of that Celtic equaliser arrived, it was the Hibs fans' turn to celebrate. That's the only thing they can be happy about, though, apart from the pre-match news that their star man Martin Boyle signed a new 1-year deal, because it's been all Motherwell here who, as things stand, are confirming 4th place and guaranteed European football. Elijah Just, Regan Charles-Cook and Tawanda Masonisi all nearly scored before Fadinger did. It's Hibs 0, Motherwell 1, but you just get the impression it's the score at the other end of the M8 that's uppermost on the minds of the home fans here at Easter Road.
Thank you to Kerry Nitsan. Next up, the Falkirk Stadium, the Bairns at home to Rangers. There for us is Chick Young.
Brilliant game this, actually. It's a tremendous first half, and the scoreline, astonishingly from here, is at half-time. Falkirk 2, Rangers 3. We had 3 goals in the first 7 minutes. Moore set up Chermiti after just 2 minutes, and then Chermiti with a sensational volley, I have to say, put Rangers 2-0 up before a minute later a horror mistake, I have to say, from Jack Butland in the Rangers goal. It was a pass back that he should have dealt with from a Fernandez. Had no problem at all. He took a touch, fumbled it with his feet, and it just rolled over the goal line. You could see the anguish on his face from way up here to the back of the stand. 2-1 then, and then a penalty to to Falkirk again after the Rangers had gone ahead 3-1 by Gassama with a goal to make it 3-1, and then a penalty, bar awarding that after a handball in the Rangers box. The referee took a while, Duncan Nicholson, to look at the monitor. I thought it was a clear penalty from up here, I have to say. Falkirk scored that, Calvin Miller, from the spot to make it 3-2 at half-time. Rangers haven't lost 5 games in a row since 1983 under the combined efforts of Jock Wallace and John Gregg. This is something that Danny Rowe clearly wants to avoid. At the moment he is on course, but this game does have a sense of it could go anyway. It does bow to the drama of Kenny in East End of Glasgow, but nevertheless terrific entertainment inside the Falkirk Stadium. Half-time is Falkirk 2, Rangers 3.
Yeah, right across the board, it's been a terrific campaign in the top flight this season. 45 minutes to go at Celtic Park, Darren. And Tom mentioned psychology, there's mentality, there's ability. Obviously, discipline's going to be key now, isn't it, in this second half? No rash challenge. We've already seen a few rash challenges from Alistair Johnson, for example.
Yeah, you're spot on. I just wonder what assume Hearts will attack the game the same way they have the first half in terms of they'll have a plan. But you can't, surely, as it comes closer to that final whistle, if it's a draw, their psychology could potentially change to protect what they've got. They haven't so far. They've played the game really, really well, and vice versa. Celtic psychology will have to change where they have to go and chase that goal. So this half, I think, will start in a similar trend. It'll be frantic, there'll be nerves, it'll settle down, and then if it's still that draw, the two psychologies of the team surely are vast. They're completely different. One's chasing and one's protecting.
Then we'll see what the managers are all about, won't we? If it gets to 80 minutes, it's 1-1. I mean, what do you do?
Well, what
honestly, I
could you sit in? I mean, in 10 minutes, say plus stop signs. So say there's 15 minutes to go. Could you sit in at Celtic Park for that length of time?
No, I don't think you can. I think if it gets to 5 minutes to go, obviously you'll have injury time. I would imagine then you'd be looking at probably Jamie McCart. Derek does that quite a bit where he'll bring Jamie McCart on. But I think if it gets to 80 minutes, and even the first half, they started dropping deep after about 10 minutes, and I just thought, please don't do this, because the inevitable will come. But at the same time, if it gets to 80 minutes, how does the crowd then react to the Celtic players if they haven't been able to find a breakthrough? I think substitutions are going to be absolutely huge, because bringing substitutions on, will they make an impact? Because sometimes it can go one way or the other. So, I mean, the managers have got big team talks, and then the next 45 minutes will be incredible.
The Alistair Johnson situation is interesting, because he's vastly experienced international player. He's a brilliant player.
Mm-hmm.
But he's on a yellow card. He's given away 3 fouls. It could easily have been 4.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's got that much leeway left.
Nope.
And you put into context, he's not played 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's his 3rd game of the week. I don't see Alistair Johnson finishing the game, whether that's been as a sub or
yes,
fingers crossed that is the reason he comes off the pitch.
Alan and Pat, how are you feeling with this second half? And give us an idea of what the tension must be like inside that stadium.
Well, Alan's been in the toilet 3 times.
Just during the game.
I don't know whether he's gone out for a breather or it's the pressure, but anyway.
Gone out for a smoke and a cigar.
Oh, my word. That's great. It's brilliant. And honestly, that's what we will love about football, the passion, the excitement, the frustration at times, you're on your seat, you're on your edge. Celtic have not played well in this game. They have lacked penetration, but they've kept the ball. They've got lots of possession. Hearts have played their game, played it long into Celtic's half, looking for the second phase. But there's very little between the teams, and I think obviously them scoring that goal from a set piece, and Celtic then getting their set piece from a penalty, which is I think that is crucial in the modern game too, set pieces and who can hold their nerve when it comes to those situations and defend well. That is crucial. It could be crucial in the second half also, but there's a lot to be said. And I agree with Darren or Ryan. I think it was Ryan who was saying it. The bench, I said it before the game, the bench could have a lot to play, and I'm looking down both benches. You've got Braga, you've got Spittle from an attacking perspective from Hearts, from Celtic, I see Iheanacho and probably Forrest, but it might be defenders that might have to come on initially from both sides.
How are you feeling, Alan, that?
Yeah, listen, it was
penalty,
a great I've seen it back. It's a penalty all day long.
Yeah, 100%.
All day long, it's a penalty kick. You know, my concern, if you listen to the commentary, was always Kizaridis with Tierney running off the back of him defensively. You know, but that's it. The Hearts are still in the same situation. It's a draw at half-time. They've now 45 minutes to try and go and get a second goal if they can. It's going to be difficult. You know, I think Iniacho's coming on for Tenetke at half-time, so Celtic are going to change as well. It'll look like Maeda will probably go out to play wide left, and Iniacho will play through the middle, so we'll wait and see how that does. But I agree with the lads, it's when Hearts scored, it went kind of quiet, but then obviously the penalty. If Hearts could have got to half-time, it might have been a different atmosphere, but they were going off to a raucous applause when that penalty went in.
Right, goals galore, Chick Young at the Falkirk Stadium.
Yeah, it's raining goals. Another goal for Chermitia. It's a hat-trick this afternoon. Remember, they were 3-2 ahead at half-time. Chermitia with a header right at the start of the second half. It is at the moment now Falkirk 2, Rangers 4.
Thanks to Chick Young. Right, the teams are coming out at Celtic Park. This is going to be unbearable. This conclusion to this season is going to be truly remarkable. Strap yourselves in once again and allow us to take you every step of the way, every kick of the ball, all the drama, all the tension, with Pat Bonner, Alan Preston and Liam McLeod.
Confirmation of that change for Celtic is Kelechi Iheanacho, who was Wednesday's late hero in Lanarkshire, comes on to replace Sebastian Tenetke. Since the turn of the century, Hearts have avoided defeat here 12 times in 51 games at Celtic Park. 12 times they've managed to leave here with the scoreline, or some kind of scoreline that would see them win the title today. 1985 was the last time a side out with Celtic or Rangers won the Scottish top flight title. Hearts are 45 minutes plus stoppages away from the mother of all days for them. Celtic prepare to kick off a gargantuan second half here in Glasgow's East End, in the green and white hoop shirts, white shorts, white socks, right to left towards the Jockstein stand. Hearts in the maroon and white, rolled back to McGregor by Nygren, and then out to Tierney on the near side. No changes for Hearts at the start of the second half as Steinbender heads the ball away. Engels heads it back towards the Hearts box and Steinbender clears. Tierney knocks it towards Iheanacho, but Steinbender's there once again, and he's not just played well today, and he picked up that injury in the first half. He's been excellent the last few weeks, as Michael Steinbender wasn't always a Hearts fan favourite before this current run in the team. As the long ball for Hearts towards Kabore's headed away. Breaks to Engels, manages to fire it to Maeda, who starts the second half wide on the left, back to Tierney. Long ball for Iheanacho to chase down the left side. Steinbender gets there first and puts it out for a Celtic throw-in on this near side. Sinisalo in goal, Johnston, Trusty, Scales, Tierney, Nygren, McGregor, Engels, Yang, Iheanacho and Maeda. As well, incredible. I'm just talking about Michael Steinbender. I think you might have to give up the ghost here because Frankie Kent is down, getting ready to come on, so assuming it is, in fact, Altena is coming off. Steinbender's limping still, so it's an interesting change by Derek McInnes, and I'll let Alan Preston talk you through that one.
Yeah, Kent will go in. Just try to see, Kingsley's now gone from right to left. Mull's now playing on the right against Maeda, probably because of his pace, so they've swapped Mull and Kingsley.
Iheanacho back to Engels. We'll see the Hearts team in just a moment. If you weren't aware of which players are out there right now, it's swept back by Tierney to the edge of the centre circle for Trusty, and then Johnston out to Yang on the far side. And the sun shining down on about 3/4 of the Celtic Park pitch. Trusty is to go back to his goalkeeper. Short to Scales, following goal for Hearts. They've got Harry Milne, I think, playing the right now. Steinbender, Kent, Findlay and Kingsley across the back with Devlin, Maningame, Kizaridis, Kabore and Shankland making up the side. It's played up towards Iheanacho, blocked by Kent.
Yeah, well, the one thing with Iheanacho on the pitch, they have a striker now that they can actually play the ball into him at times. Now it's up to him to get into good positions and receive it and that. But that is a change for Celtic, and I think that's why they've done it, because made in the first half there was no link-up play to him, absolutely nothing.
Iheanacho has scored 8 goals for Celtic, 4 of them decisive in securing wins at Kilmarnock, Dundee, Hibs and now Motherwell.
And what he is, Liam, is he's a natural finisher. Maeda's certainly not, but Iheanacho is a proven finisher.
Trusty in the centre circle, forward to Iheanacho on the turn, does well, works some space for himself. He's got Johnston on the right side. Beningame, Beninghame's gone down. Oh no for Benny Beningame as he slaps the turf. Has his hamstring gone? Alan thinks it has.
Yeah, he can't continue. Has to be spittle for Beningame. He cannot continue here.
These
time's done. There was no one near him. He just goes down, holding his hamstring.
Yeah, he was going out there. Iheanacho managed to evade him, and Beningame went to chase.
Yeah.
And then just dropped to the ground. 48 in the clock, 1-1. Another injury for Hearts.
What it does do as well is Derek's just made a change. Literally, this is his second now. If he needs to get in and get into the game, he's only got one left after this.
Yeah,
Spittle has to come on. Beningame cannot continue here.
Yeah, but Spittle's a quality player also. He's not a Beningame type.
No, but he's been brilliant, Pat. See the last month.
Player.
He's been excellent. He's got a goal in him that Beningame doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he came on at Easter Road and obviously scored the winner there. He came on against Rangers at half-time, was terrific in that second half.
Yeah.
And then obviously started the last two.
Scored last game.
Scored against Falkirk the other night. So, as Alan says, you're obviously getting more of a goal threat from Spittle than you are Beningame. However, Beningame just gives you that dig alongside Devlin in the engine room. And I mean, I'm not sure if there was a problem with Alton Allen, but if there wasn't,
no, I think with the change with what Martin's done at half time, because I think if Derek knew that he was coming on, he might have changed that half time, because as soon as he seen the Celtic team, Frankie Kent got stripped straight away.
But if he'd known Beningame was going to go down, in his hindsight, a couple of minutes later, then
exactly.
Yeah, they're just obviously coming across the pitch to give them time to get Spittle on.
He's distraught, Beningame. The fans are booing him, but he's distraught.
It's not they wanted him to go off on the near side.
Yeah, but Pat, you've got a hamstring injury.
I agree.
The shortest way here.
Yeah,
this is the shortest way.
Well, I would allow it, because obviously you've got to get another player on. You want 11v11 at times.
There's going to be a lot of clock watching going on in the second half.
So there goes my father-in-law's bet. He had Beningame to score and Hearts to win. 110 to 1.
I'm surprised the odds are as short as that.
I know. Well, he said he had a dream about it this week, so he said, I've got to stick a fiver on it.
He's done he obviously that year out, wasn't it, more than a year out injured, but he made his debut for Hearts against Celtic in what was Ange Postecoglou's first game in charge, and Hearts won thanks to that late John Souttar goal.
Yeah, and this could be the last time you see him in a Hearts jersey.
It's the same with Devlin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Regardless of the outcome today, and Tony Bloom sitting in front of us in the stand here, they will want to regenerate and move forward, kick on, as the free kick's taken back eventually Celtic, or the drop ball rather, back Trusty to Scales, forward to Maida, left side of the box. Shouldn't settle for him, is to pass it back to Trusty. One apiece here. Trusty forward to Iheanacho, forced back the way by Kent. It's now with Trusty, squares it to his right for McGregor.
So far I think Iheanacho's got control of the ball probably about 5 or 6 times since he's come on the pitch. And Maeda, I don't think he touched the ball really in the first half.
He was barely in the game.
What it does, when he comes short like that, if somebody tracks him, it creates a little bit of space behind him. Correct. And that's when you see Maeda making maybe a little run. It depends on the pass then, of course.
Trusty has it right in the centre circle at walking pace. Again, you can hear the Celtic fans wanting this to be played forward quicker. Trusty gets it through to Nygren. Nygren looking for Yang, who's bursting after it. Kingsley sticks between the man and the ball and shepherds it back to Alexander Swallow, who holds on. Celtic 1, Hearts 1, 51.5 on the clock. It is in the palm of the hand of Hearts right now. They are so near, Alan, yet so far.
Miles away, Liam, honestly.
Johnston down the right side goes the ball. Nygren will chase. Finlay looks favourite from here. Finlay does get there and turns it out for a Celtic throw-in wide on the right. Martin O'Neill prowling his technical area down below us, the 74-year-old. Short throw-in taken to Yang by Johnston, and then back to Alistair Johnston, who rolls it in field. It's Iheanacho, he's well outside the box, looking for an option in green and white. Turns away, poor ball as he tried to force it through to Engels. It's come right through to Swallow. It's a forward pass and the Celtic crowd reacting to that.
But he's already, you can see he's dangerous. He's coming off, he's linking up, he's turning, which allows runners to go beyond him because he drops in, but he's quickly getting turned and trying to thread passes through. That wasn't happening in that first half.
Long ball Schwallow, underneath it's Johnston. His header's going to drop at the feet here of Kizaridis. Bouncing ball, he's trying to get under control. McGregor comes and nicks it off him. And then finds Yang infield to Nygren, who goes back to Callum McGregor. Under pressure from Kabore, he's won it back off him. Kabore brought to the ground by Nygren, left side of the box. Yeah. Yellow card Nygren. Free kick, Hearts level with the Celtic penalty spot.
Yeah, Kabore's got cramp now, which isn't great. Hearts are running out of bodies drastically. But he does well, Kabore, he does. He just puts him under pressure. Nygren pulls him down just at the edge of the box. Chance for a set play from Hearts.
Unusual to see McGregor ransack like that, particularly in that area of the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where they get a little bit of advantage in that second phase, I think. When you get that ball forward, Hearts, they get bodies in around about the ball, and that's when it becomes very dangerous.
Can they get, if they can, and it's going to be difficult, can they get Spittle on it at the edge of the box?
He's in loads of space if they can. Celtic have everyone back behind the penalty spot, really. It's Kizaridis with it. He's fired it for goal. What a waste. It's high over the bar.
Waste.
Goal kick. Celtic stays 1-1.
Absolute waste, honestly.
I see Finlay looking over at him and going, what are you doing?
Saw the headlines potentially. Scales with a long ball forward. Easy for Kent, who nods it out to Milne on this near side. Can't keep it in play though. It's out for a Celtic throw-in. Milne just kicking the ball away there, trying to buy a few seconds.
Honestly, when you're the best in the league at set plays, you've got to get it in the box. It's a real wasted opportunity.
And as you said, Spittle's lurking. And if there's one player capable of scoring from outside the box in this country, it's Blair Spittle. Tierney with the throw-in, straight to Milne, gets it back to Tierney though. Steinwender now, first time clears. Now he looks like he's still struggling, Michael Steinwender. He's limping his way through this game. And as Alan said earlier, Hearts have used 2 of their 3 substitute opportunities. The second one was forced upon them. There's Trusty over on the far side, forward to Engels, looks up, chips the right foot ball forward. Yang trying to get in behind Findlay, has done so. Iheanacho and Maida in the middle. Findlay does well initially, and Johnston blasts for goal. It's blocked and whips over the bar, and Celtic have a corner on the far side. 10 into the second half. It is the champion Celtic 1, the league leaders Hearts 1.
I think that's Kingsley that's down this time.
He's taking a blow at the face from the ball, isn't he? It's walking wounded out there for Derek McInnes right now. Could be a major concern. You want to delay it as long as possible so he can, Alan, perhaps put 2 or 3 on.
Yeah.
His next sub interval.
Exactly, but then it becomes crucial because how long to go? You know, do you put a defender on? Do you put an attacker on? It's critical.
McInnes loves managing games, seeing them out.
Nygren's on his own at the back stick. Kent's the wrong side of him.
Celtic corner, Tierney takes, bends it in towards Nygren's, headed away by Kent on the 6-yard line. McGregor tries to keep it alive with a head out to the left side of the box for Scales. Milne all over him. Kabore helping out as well, but Scales wins the corner. Celtic keeping the pressure on. They have to win this game as it stands. Hearts are champions. Short corner, low to the left angle of the box for Engels. Back out to McGregor, takes a touch, crosses in. Nygren flicks on, Trusty at the right-hand side of the box. Couldn't keep it alive, Hearts clear. Celtic fans, optimistic appeal for a penalty for the challenge on Trusty at the back post. Breaks to Johnston in the centre circle, sweeps it to Engels to his left, and now it's to McGregor. My goodness, his stakes are so high. And this match is well and truly in the melting pot. Ergo, the Scottish Premiership title is in the melting pot. Trusty, low ball out to Nygren on the far side. Up against Kizaridis. Rolls it back to Trusty, right side of the centre circle. Again, it's at walking pace. And it's another dreadful ball out of defence, or from Trusty looking to get the attack going. There was a foul on Kizaridis, and Sinisalo is to drive forward. And there's a little touch for Engels, who bails him out with Shanklin waiting to find the empty net. Well, Austin Trusty is breathing a massive sigh of relief. Hearts have another player down, Kizaridis, from the challenge earlier, which I'm sure Don Robertson will be looking at again as that goes out for a throw-in. Somebody's going to be booked, I would imagine, for the foul on Kizaridis. And out comes the card. It is for Trusty, and that was a pretty inauspicious 60 seconds for the USA international at the back for Celtic. He gave the ball away, and then he fouls Kizaridis and is now walking the tightrope. Celtic 1, Hearts 1. It's 57 and a half on the clock.
It's all there. It's there for everyone. You know what we're looking at, just over 30 minutes to go, Liam. The title is so much in the balance. I mean, Hearts are the walking wounded. Celtic are still struggling to try and find a pattern to play. And the actual certainly given them a different dimension in the second half. But I think Hearts' tactics so far seem to be working. Kabore getting himself into McGregor, allowing Trusty on the ball as much as he can, because he runs out of ideas.
That is looked like a really good call by Derek McInnes just now, hasn't it, Kabore?
Yeah, without a doubt. It happened at Tynecastle and it's happening again today. He's got it right, regardless what anyone says. If not one or two, if this doesn't go right, they might say Braga should have started, but I'll tell you right now, tactically it's been spot on.
I did see he's managing a groin injury. Is Claudio Braga, who's Scotland's Player of the Year. It's a big decision, regardless of that, to keep him out. But now there's a real concern that Alexandros Kizaridis might be in trouble. He's been worked on by the physios. He's just getting back to his feet now. Celtic 1, Hearts 1, approaching the hour.
He'll be all right.
It stays this way, Hearts are champions.
Yeah, big half hour coming up, Alan. It's
mental, Pat. We've been all over Scotland, Aberdeen, all the way, you know. For every game we've covered the BBC brilliantly, and it comes down the title to the final half an hour.
Ball back to Trusty in the Celtic half. Play on. Kizaridis is back on his feet and back on the pitch. Scales out to the left here for Engels. And then back infield to Scales. Square ball right of the centre circle for Austin Trusty. Trusty then rolls it out to Johnston wide on the right, up against Kingsley. Down the right it's Yang, wins the corner as it bounces off the corner flag. Corner Celtic over on the far side.
I would expect the last 20 minutes of this game Celtic can almost part in Hearts half. Hearts defending and them playing on the counter attack. I would assume that's how it's going to play out.
And you would not rule out a late goal winning the title for one of these teams, given both of them have been at it all season. Tierney's corner, in it comes, swept in, Follow holds on, comfortable, and the defenders absolutely love that. It stays Celtic 1, Hearts 1. We are bang on the hour mark at Celtic Park. It is 1 apiece.
Not a better feeling than that, Pat, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
The goalie comes and collects.
Well, it was right under his crossbars, almost. It wasn't a great corner, wasn't it? It was too high and delivered.
Shankland looking for Kabore in the Celtic box. Scales is to put it behind for a Hearts corner this time.
Yeah, it was a nice play from Shankland, wasn't it? Really good awareness of playing that ball in behind Scales. Scales had to stretch and get his foot to it.
Shankland's always been a good striker, but his set-up play, his link-up play has really improved in his time at Tynecastle.
Has to be the best for the national squad at that as well, Leo. Going forward, and
you can keep saying that
in a couple of weeks. But here we go, set play again. Kingsley over it.
Kingsley right in front of the 752 Hearts supporters. Stephen Kingsley with the corner, left-footed towards their back post, and it comes, beating everyone that sails behind for the goal kick. Had shades of Oisin McEntee's goal that he headed home, that eventually won the game for Hearts the last time they were here, as James Forrest waits to come on down below us, and he's going to replace Yang. Let's go to Easter Road and Keredin Idsan.
It's the Motherwell fans who are celebrating once again. Hibs nil, Motherwell 2. VAR is checking for a possible foul, and the referee's actually coming to have a look, and it was Stephen Welsh who headed the ball into an empty net after a Motherwell corner came off the crossbar. Referee Nick Walsh is just coming over to the monitor to see if the goal will stand. If it does, it's Hibs nil, Motherwell 2. We await his decision.
We'll let you know what happens there. James Forrest then on, 13 times a title winner, looking for number 14 this afternoon. And he's on the ball wide in the right. And the Celtic veteran now, taking on Kizaridis, Rosenfield, Nygren just inside the box. A dreadful ball by Nygren, who passes it out of play for a goal kick, and it will stay Celtic 1, Hearts 1, 62 on the clock. Celtic don't win the title without Benjamin Nygren's goals this season, but every now and again he throws in moments like that.
I thought he was going to take it on himself and have a swing at it like he did against Motherwell, but he elected to try to pass the ball. And you're right, that's the bit that lets him down, that sort of almost play, that technical passing and so on. But listen, you can't take nothing away from the goals he scored. Incredible.
That goal has been ruled out at Easter Road, so it stays 1-0 Motherwell as Sinisalo gets there ahead of Kabore. Trusty had left it to his goalkeeper. Sinisalo knocks it out for a Hearts throw-in on this near side.
Every time that ball's played and it's a 1v1 with Kabore and Trusty are just panicking that can Trusty actually match him.
Poor ball by Steinbender. McGregor pitches it back for Celtic and drives down the left and finds Maida level with the Hearts 6-yard line. He's got the cross in. There's nobody in green and white able to get in the end of it though. It sails all the way through and Kingsley happy to let it go out for a throw. As he goes to ground, it will just be a Hearts throw-in over on the far side.
That was a really good play from McGregor there, really taking on the responsibility, driving forward. Picking Maeda out, just a final cross from Maeda again. We come to expect that from Maeda, that sometimes, again, the final ball from him isn't good enough.
No, but it's a throw-in for Hearts, and they rush it quick. They throw it back to Steinbender, he just kicks it away, and McGregor's on the front foot.
Yeah, they should be taking their time over everything in the second half. Maida for Celtic, Iheanacho trying to get onto it. Devlin beats him to it, works it back to Schwolo, launches it forward long and high into the Celtic half. One in the air this time by Trusty. Nygren heads it infield. Kent takes a touch in the centre circle and manages to work it out to Kizaridis. Good challenge though by Johnston to win it back.
Kabore's done.
Finds McGregor. Now on the far side, it's with James Forrest. Kabore's gone down, he's trying desperately to kick some life into that right leg. He was down with cramp earlier. Forrest with the outside of the boot forward to Iheanacho, who is fouled by Kent. Free kick Celtic. It's 1-1 here. We're on the 65th minute mark here at Celtic Park with the score sitting at 1 apiece. Not enough for Celtic. There's Tierney back to Scales. Kabore's got back to his feet, but I can't imagine he's going to be lasting much longer. Braga's been readied. It's back with Sinisalo. Works it to the right of the centre circle for Trusty. Left foot ball out to Forrest on the right. Forrest trying to get himself away from Kingsley. Turns it back to Trusty.
It's one for the ages out there with Kingsley and Forrest.
Nygren back to Trusty. Celtic, the one thing you would say is they've not been relentlessly testing Schwolo.
I just
need the one chance though.
Yeah, but there's
Johnson trying to do that down the byline. He can't win the corner either. It's well defended by Stephen Kingsley, who lumps it clear up towards the halfway line. 25 minutes of the 90 left. It's 1-1. Hearts are 25 minutes plus stoppages away from history. One of the biggest moments that Scottish football has seen ever. Trusty across the halfway line for Celtic. Now it's with Iheanacho, Devlin all over him. Iheanacho manages to feed it to his left for McGregor, who finds Tierney. Looping ball towards the back post. It's headed behind for the corner by Kingsley. The Celtic supporters trying to rouse their team here because they've got little over a quarter of this game on the final day of the season to try and win the title themselves.
I thought that was easier to head the ball back into the pitch than when he did. Here's a chance.
In comes the corner and it's headed over Maida, and that will be a goal kick to Hearts. That was the chance. Hearts are going to make no fewer than 4 changes here. Well, there are 4 players waiting.
No, that's not. One of them's Altena, so it'll be 3.
Ah, right, that's the confusion.
Be Forrest, Braga,
and Chesnikov, yeah. Well, here we go. We'll find out who's coming off. Kabore is the first, and he'll be replaced by the player of the year, Claudio Braga. This is the last chance Hearts have to make subs. You can understand McInnes making 3 of them. And Kabore is dead in his feet. He's sitting down inside his own box. Claudio Braga will come on. And the other changes, Hearts take their time over this. Kizaridis will be replaced by Alan Forrest, who's just the 13 winners' medals behind his big brother. But what a chance he has here to get some of the limelight himself, Alan Preston.
Yeah, I mean, he's been brilliant at Hearts over the period. His time's probably coming to an end. But you're just looking for a final, 20 minutes, 25 minutes from him. But interesting, Hearts try to freshen up the team. 1 or 2 of them look dead on their feet, to be honest. Braga's on.
Yeah, Milnoff, Chesnikov on for him. My goodness, 23 minutes of the 90 left to play. 1-1, and on come the subs. Packy Bonner, how are you reading this now?
Well, it's going to be tense for the last 20 minutes. We're up to 67 minutes just gone. The last 20 minutes, I did see it. I think obviously them I think they needed a bit of freshness in the team hearts. That might give them a bit emphasis to go forward a wee bit more, but I think they're going to be pinned back for the next 15-20 minutes, and Celtic struggling to break them down. That's the big problem.
Here goes Chesnikov driving down the right side of the Celtic box. He's away from Scales, he's at the byline. Chesnikov, he's away from Tierney. Across it comes, and it's blocked by Trusty. Wonderful play by Chesnikov, the Kazakh, dancing his way down the right side. Got away from two Celtic defenders, pulled it back, but Trusty was there.
Yeah, brilliant play from Chesnikov. You know, he's got it in his armoury. Came in the January window, didn't start well, didn't look fit, but he's up to speed now.
Bit of hope for Hibernian, because Elliot Watt has been sent off for Motherwell, who lead them 1-0 in the battle for fourth. Here in the battle for first, 1-1. Spittle's long throw into the box, headed away by Scales, and out it goes for another Hearts throw in on this near side with just over 20 to play.
Yeah, good header from Scales there, got up.
Very good, height and distance.
He just knew that nobody was running away with this one this afternoon. And they go to the wire by the looks of it. In comes the throw in. It's broken to Kent, back to Chesnikov, looking to knock it back into the path of Forrest on this near side. Alan Forrest on the pitch with his brother. It's a long ball up towards Iheanacho. Lovely touch to try and spin Steinbender, but the big defender reacts well and rolls it back to Schwallow. Short ball to Devlin. It's been some real assuredness about the Hearts' performance this afternoon. They're not giving the Celtic strikers a sniff inside their penalty area. As Braga picks up and finds Chesnikov in the near side, infield to Devlin, and back out to Braga, who can't control, and it's out for a Celtic throw-in on this near side.
That's an easy one, lets it run under his foot. Braga, he's got to get up to speed.
Kieran Tierney with a throw-in on this near side. Bowls it looking for Iheanacho, the header away by Steinbender. Still in play. Tierney, has he managed to keep that in? McInnes doesn't think so, but the referee and assistant disagree. Celtic have it with Nygren, away from Steinbender. Nygren then squares it to Johnston. James Forrest wide on the right, finds him up against Kingsley. And that's James Forrest, the edge of the box. A weak shot, it's easily blocked by Findlay. And then Hearts pick up the loose ball. Shanklin back to Spittle. Loses out to Engels. That's going to go out to play for a Hearts throw-in, I think, on this near side. Yes, it has. It is Celtic 1, Hearts 1. We're on 70 minutes. Celtic are running out of time here, Pat.
Yeah, they are, certainly are. It only takes one goal, though, Liam. That's going to be such a finish. And, you know, obviously Hearts have got the substitutes of good players that's come on the pitch. You've seen Chesnikov. Yeah, an impact he had. Braga's good player, so they've got good intent higher up the pitch. Can they defend? Can they keep Celtic out? Can Celtic create something? They're the big questions at the moment.
Celtic have had 2 shots on target in a match they have to win the title.
Yeah, and that's been the big feeling. That's been the big feeling.
They only need another one, Liam, that's the thing.
Yeah, but if you're Derek McInnes, you're not up against some of the Celtic sides of the past and the recent past. Steinbender's throwing down this right side. It's won there by Alan Forrest, cleared by Scales. Cammy Devlin's header towards the edge of the box for Braga. Trustees marshalling him. McGregor clears. Findlay with an up and under towards the edge of the Celtic box. Tierney heads clear. It's now Devlin square to Spittle. Out to this near side. Chesnikov can't keep it in play, and Celtic have a throw-in. It is 1-1. Hearts have done well. It's been a good 5-minute spell for them. They've been camped in the Celtic half, knowing as long as they do that, Celtic can't hurt them.
That's it, and that hasn't made no impact today so far.
Shankland picks up. He's facing his own goal, running into traffic, and loses out to Callum McGregor and fouls McGregor. Free kick Celtic, just left the centre in the centre circle. Martin O'Neill's looking to his bench. Callum Osmond, who hasn't been seen for months and months, is going to come on, as is Marcelo Sarachi.
Yeah, he's got to go play 2 up front, I would assume. Be a huge moment for that young man.
James Forrest on the right side for Nygren, or Johnston rather, but it breaks down. It's a goal kick given, as Johnston's ball down the line goes behind for the goal kick. He felt James Forrest had been impeded over there, so Tierney will come off to be replaced by Sarachi, and Callum Osmond is going to come on as well. As Celtic ring the changes, they have to win. The seconds are ticking away from them though. And it looks as though Austin Trusty's going to come off as well. So big changes made by Martin O'Neill.
I don't know what he's
a back three.
He's going to a back three, yeah. Strange, a real strange decision. I've got to
looks
say,
like an almost a match-up now, Pat. It looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like a match-up.
3v3 up high up on the pitch. It's a big call, isn't it?
Isn't it just? You're listening to Sports Sound here in BBC Radio Scotland, across the frequencies on digital and online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. It is title day, and as it stands, it will be Heart of Midlothian getting the trophy. As it stands, 17 of the 90 left, one apiece. Steinvender wins the ball on this near side, lumps it up towards the edge of the Celtic box. Johnston gets his head onto it, and it's forced to Sarachi. Goes back to Sinisalo. First time ball forward towards Iheanacho. Lovely take and turn against Findlay. He's looking to thread it through to Osmond, who's just on. Midas to his left, it's Callum Osmond. Heavy touch, really heavy touch, allows the challenge to be made, and it bobbles through to Swallow. Lack of match practice perhaps. It opened up beautifully for Callum Osmond. Swallow has the ball in his gloves though, and it stays Celtic 1, Hearts 1.
That was the moment, wasn't it? You just see the young man, he's on the ball, but he's got to see his left-hand side and just slot Maiden, who had all the space to run into and try to finish.
Scales with a header, back flick to his keeper, under pressure from Shanklin. Well, yeah, I mean, it's man for man at the back now for Celtic. Clearly the same up the other end with Osmond, Iheanacho and Maida. Johnston picks up, there's a run by Engels. Is he on or off? The header's won anyway by Kent. It's Nygren's header out to the far side. He's back onto it here, Nygren. Little flick for James Forrest. Knocks it back off his brother and out for a Celtic throw-in. Level the edge of the D of the Hearts penalty area. Celtic just piling men forward now. Johnston over the throw. Bowls it infield to Kelechi Iheanacho. He's got Sarachi to his left and uses him. Looks up at the Hearts box, decides to take it for a run to the left angle of the area. Continues his run now. Wins the corner of Steinvender. Unless Swallow can keep it in, which he can't. Celtic corner. It's 1-1. There's a little over 15 minutes of the 90 to play here. Hearts have the title in their grasp. They've got one hand on it.
And they're missing Kabore now as well for set plays.
Engels will take the Celtic corner on this near side. The Celtic left as they attack the goal to the left. In it comes from Engels. It's very deep. Iheanacho gets a head onto it, hits it back towards the edge of the area. James Forrest wins a head, and then Kent heads it behind. Does Follow prevent it? Yes, he has done. No corner this time. The Hearts goalkeeper, Luke Lively, gets onto it, taking his time now. Celtic 1, Hearts 1. Rangers have gone 5-2 up at Falkirk, and it's a Taylor Asgard penalty. It remains 1-0 Motherwell. 10-man Motherwell against Hibs at Easter Road. Here comes Celtic. Nygren slips it through. Maida, left side of the box. Maida pulls it back. Nygren takes a touch. Scuffed shot blocked. Breaks to the edge of the area. Man goes down. And it's going to be a yellow for Cammy Devlin for the foul on Arne Engels, and Celtic have a free kick right in the edge of the Hearts box. But what a chance it was for Benjamin Nygren before that.
I think he half stumbled, didn't he, into the shot? And all he had to do is just control it or hit it first time and bend it into the corner. He almost stumbled on the shot, didn't get any real power.
Yeah. And here are the Celtic supporters. If you have a skin in this game, goodness knows how you are feeling right now. 1-1, 76 and a half played. Celtic free kick. The clock will be ticking down way too quickly for the Celtic supporters' liking. But how slow is it tick-tocking away from Hearts right now and their supporters?
What a chance this is as well. What we're talking, 22 yards out, just left the centre. Yeah. It's all set up for Engels.
5 in the wall, player down behind the wall.
Celtic Park holds its breath.
2 Celtic players in front of the goalkeeper, just got to hit the target. Not easy to get it up and down.
Celtic Park holds its breath. Engels is there. Nygren is there. It's right bang in the edge of the D. It is left the centre. 3 Celtic players stand in front of the Hearts wall. 5-man strong wall. What a moment this could be. Engels and Nygren over it. Engels' favourite. Engels takes and whips it wide. He's got it wide the left-hand side of the goal frame, and it stays. Celtic 1, Hearts 1, and the title remains in Hearts' hands. 78th minute of the game.
Look close, that one. I'd like to see that from behind the goals.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he tried to put it up and down. Yeah. I thought he was going to put it round the wall into that space, and the players, maybe the Celtic players, just to clear the space and hope that maybe goalkeeper's unsighted, but he elected to go over the wall and wide.
It will be Swallow to take the goal kick, long with the right foot into the Celtic half it goes. Braga attacking it, breaks Alan Forrest's way. Alan Forrest in the box, left side, shoots straight at Sinisalo, holds on. He'd Braga and Shanklin, Chesnikov was there as well. Sinisalo holds on, stays 1-1.
And you look at it now, it's man for man at the back with Hearts. They're taking the right chance. You would think you would drop someone in, but they can't anymore. The subs have been made.
This might be a ding-dong battle for the next 15 minutes or so. That's all Celtic have left. It's Iheanacho, lovely touch at the edge of the box, shoots off the post! Clatters off the left-hand post. Keeper was beaten. Hearts still beating. As Sirachi picks up wide in the left, gets the cross in. It's a diving header away by Kent. McGregor gets it in his chest, out wide left. It remains one apiece. It looked as though Iheanacho had nudged Celtic in front. It's Johnston out to James Forrest on the right. Midway inside Hearts territory, rolls it out to the far side for Johnston on the north stand side. Back in field for Iheanacho. I'd prefer if he was in the penalty area. He works a 1-2 with Nygren, goes back to McGregor. Now he makes his way towards the Hearts box. McGregor squares for Scales. Now it's Sirachi, low ball in the box, pull back Nygren. What a save! What a save by Swallow! Outstanding from the German to tip it over the bar, and it stays Celtic 1, Hearts 1. That might be one of the most important saves in Heart of Midlothian's history. Celtic take the quick corner, low, Nygren, right side of the box, and behind it goes for the goal kick to Hearts. Celtic claim corner. It is a goal kick. It's Celtic 1, Hearts 1 as we approach the 80-minute mark. Celtic have hit the post, and Swallows has pulled off one of the saves of the season to keep Hearts in the box seat, Alan Preston.
It's a brilliant save from him, really is. It's a lovely flick by Osmond, and it's a shot. It's going in. Swallow dives to his left, touches over the bar, but Celtic are piling on that pressure now.
Yeah, and the first chance from Iheanacho, he did absolutely everything perfectly. Into his feet, turn and strike, and it just comes off the outside of the post. This is what we wanted from a championship, to real quality at the end of it all.
And Celtic have to go for it. It's the final 10 minutes of the 90. They have to go for it now. Hearts looking to perhaps hit them on the counter. It's Braga over on the far side. One back though by James Forrest. And he wins the throw-in off Spittle.
You think Hearts, I know it's difficult, but they're man for man at the back. It's 3v3.
Celtic have been scoring late goals since the opening weekend of the season. McCowan with the winner on 87, Kilmarnock, Iheanacho 90 plus 6, Maida 90 plus 2 against Motherwell, McGregor 90 plus 5 against St Mirren, Tierney and Forrest against Aberdeen, Oxlade, Chamberlain against Livingston, Araujo at Kilmarnock, Hatate at Ibrox, Iheanacho at Dundee and at Motherwell, and Hearts have scored plenty themselves. This isn't done yet, not by a long shot. Here is James Forrest, left of the centre circle. Sirachi burning forward, outside of the boot, finds Maida into the area, gets the break of the ball. He shoots, it's deflected behind. It's come off a Celtic player.
Come off Osmond.
Osmond, and it whips over for the goal kick, and it stays Celtic 1, Hearts 1. And Steinvender's down again.
Swallow dives full length because he thinks it's going to cross goal. And Osmond gets a nick on it, almost directs it into the back of the goal.
3 huge chances. We talked about it. Up until that, Celtic didn't really create a lot, but now suddenly in the last 12 minutes of this game, they're throwing everything at it.
The Hearts have scored late goals themselves. Halkett against Hibs, Braga against Celtic in that 2-2 draw, Magnuson against Hibs, Shanklin and Kabore against Motherwell. Plenty on the road as well. Findlay at Dundee United, Kizaridis at Livingston, Spittle at Easter Road. These two, if you're going to win a title, you have to come up with loads of those. Can Celtic find one here, or will Hearts hold on and win the title for the first time in 66 years? It's the final 8 minutes of the season, effectively, plus stoppages. Hearts get it away. Findlay, and then Devlin, and Spittle, and Devlin again. Sarachi gets onto the loose ball, chested forward by Nygren, away by Steinwender. Handball by Iheanacho. Hearts free kick. Celtic 1, Hearts 1. Oh, I mean, it's absolute theatre.
It is drama, theatre, everything adjective that you wanted to pick out to describe this incredible season that we've had.
It's been the best season I can remember, Pat. It's been brilliant. Up, down.
It'll be even better in 15 minutes if Hearts hold on for you personally.
Time.
Celtic Park makes the noise again for their men. Long ball, Shanklin beaten to it in the jump by Scales. It's broken to Devlin, hoists it forward, headed away by Sarachi. Maida was fouled, but Celtic have an advantage, and Callum Osmond is driving down the left-hand side. The Celtic supporters stand up to get a better view of this. Osmond looks to find Iheanacho on the right. He's overhit the pass though, and it's going to sail behind for a goal kick to Hearts down. In fact, a throw-in's been given down by the corner flag on the far side.
Yeah, just a rustiness from Callum Osmond, I've got to say. The initial chance that he got, that he could have slid in Maeda, that one there, when he gets the ball, he just lacked a little bit of confidence. And then, of course, he nearly got the winner, but that one that was just deflected over the crossbar.
Well, you can play 37 games and 85 minutes, but the season comes down to this now.
It's mad, Liam, honestly. We've been playing, as I said to you, hundreds of games, hundreds of goals, talking incidents, you name it, and it's coming down to the last 5 plus whatever.
5.5 plus stoppages. 1-1. Hearts are probably about 10 minutes from being crowned Scotland's champions. 10 minutes.
It's going to be another big chance in this game, definitely.
Yeah.
Follow takes the goal kick, long ball into the Celtic half it goes. Scales beats Shanklin, but Devlin's onto it, whips a long ball forward for Braga. Goalkeeper's committed, Braga gets her away from him, but Johnston's there to shut the door in the face of Claudio Braga as he looked to absolutely win the title there, surely. Spittle clips it forward for Braga. Johnston's challenge. Shanklin's onto it, beats Scales to it. Chesnikov's waiting in the middle. Shanklin wins the corner though. Hearts have a corner. 85 on the clock. Celtic 1, Hearts 1.
Sinisal's lucky out, comes out there. Braga's onto it. Hearts will just take their time here. But again, 1v1 at the back. Got to drop someone back. Got to be Devlin back. Chesnikov, someone at the edge of the box.
Hearts corner, and they are not in a hurry. Spittle over it, right-footed, in swinger, in front of the safe standing section, the northeast corner. In it comes. Sinisalo beats it away. It's only half clear. Kingsley takes a touch, scuffs the shot, and it goes wide. Oh, if he gets better contact with that, Kingsley could have been making it 2-1 to the league leaders. And then it really would be a mountain to climb for Celtic, who still, as it stands, need just one goal to change everything. Findlay under pressure up the other end from Engels, turns and clears, and Spittle helps it on its way to Braga. Back to Spittle on the far side, looking to release Claudio Braga. Scales will get there though, and he goes back to Sinisalo. 86 played, Celtic 1, Hearts 1, and it is heart pounding. Sarachi takes a chance up against Shanklin, but he gets away from him, moves up to the halfway line. Forward it comes to Nygren. He goes back to Scales. Scales left of the centre circle. Out to Sarachi. Osmond's on his bike. It's Sarachi on this left side. Cuts in field. Maida makes a move. So too does Osmond. Lovely play at the byline. Across it comes in. Maida! Flag's up!
Offside.
Celtic Park celebrates, but the flag's gone up on the far side. Maida thought he'd scored and potentially won the title.
Wow.
The VAR will check it, but offside was given, and a hush descends upon Celtic Park here.
Martin O'Neill says it's in. Martin O'Neill thinks it's in.
Wow. The system put up his flag very, very quickly now, and this will be really, really interesting.
Yeah, well, they've seen it. They've seen it on a tablet down on the dugout. Will this stand? Huge moment here. They're drawing the lines for the offside. Dyson Maida had the ball in the net. We have played 87 minutes on the final day And some Celtic fans clearly think this is going to stand, and if it does, it could win them the title. And the chat I'm getting in my ear from the studio in Glasgow is that this one looks onside. But we're about to have that officially confirmed. Kevin Clancy's the VAR. This is an intolerable wait for all concerned. The verdict is in. It's going to be a factual overturn here. Dyson Maida had the ball in the net, and Celtic are going to be awarded this goal, which is going to change absolutely everything at the top of the table. It is a goal to Celtic, and Celtic Park goes absolutely wild. It is absolutely astonishing. Have they broken hearts as the clock ticks towards 90? Celtic are now on the brink of being champions. They've not been top of the league since September, but absolutely incredibly right at the last, as we head towards the end of the final game of the season. Dyson Maida's goal might seal title number 14 out of 15 and title 56 for this club, and break Heart of Midlothian, who've led since September. It is Celtic 2, Heart of Midlothian 1. Drama, the most incredible drama.
Well, quite incredible. Maeda, he hasn't been in this game at all, comes up with another goal, a vital goal. It was good play, getting to the byline again. Sarachi coming on the pitch has given him a little bit of energy down this left-hand side. He was all over the pitch in that instance, and he gets it in there. Incredible.
What an ending to a season.
It's not over yet, because it's my understanding there's going to be 7 minutes, a minimum of 7 minutes added on at the end, which might increase given the length of time this is taking. And Benjamin Negrin celebrates as he's replaced by Dane Murray as Martin O'Neill shores things up.
Well, he had to go to the bench there, I think, from that perspective, because they were 3v3 at the back. Took a big chance. He's obviously got them in a situation again where they could actually won this title, which would be an incredible feat.
I can't hear a word of anything you're saying, Pat. I haven't seen Celtic Park erupt like that for a long time, and I know they've had a lot to celebrate here, but just the sheer meaning of that goal scored by Maida, one of the most important goals that you've seen from a Celtic player. 8 minutes being added on because there was pyro on the pitch. They've added a little bit more onto it. Hearts have to try and steel themselves and get themselves back on terms, because one goal for them wins them the title. Have you ever seen anything like this? We've certainly not had a finish like this, with a battle between the top two going head to head in the final day for 35 years. As Scales heads out, Hearts have a throw-in. This is not over yet. No. This season has been bonkers. Anything can happen. And Hearts have a long throw.
Long throw coming into the box. Pressure on. Unbelievable. It's Hearts' turn now to put the pressure on Celtic.
That's the 9th goal Celtic have scored this season after the 87th minute mark. The Spittle bowls the throw into the box. Scales wins the header. It's going to be a Hearts corner though. We've played one of the 8 minutes. Celtic, as it stands, will be champions. They lead 2-1. But Hearts will have a say yet, you feel. Celtic have been susceptible from these this season, including this afternoon. Hearts have been so ruthless from them. In comes Kingsley's corner to the back post. The header's wide. The header's wide from Steinbender. And it stays Celtic 2, Hearts 1.
It's now Celtic's turn to take their time, put that ball into an area, try to get a second ball. Yeah, it's incredible.
Stuart Finlay's gone up to play centre forward, I think. Hearts playing a front four now. Better losing it 3-1 than not having a go.
For 12 minutes on Wednesday, they were champions before having to come here. Celtic trailed at Motherwell and they lead Falkirk for 12 minutes. It looked like they were going to be potentially crowned champions a few nights ago, and they have come within a couple of minutes of the 90 of being champions for the first time in 66 years. Can they force one opportunity to twist the tail again? Devlin kills it on the chest and knocks it forward. Maida wins it off Chesnikov. Kent wins it off Iheanacho. Spittle goes long looking for Braga. He's not going to get there though. Sinisalo holds on, and it remains Celtic 2, Hearts 1. I mean, the offside flag went up pretty quickly. The roar came after the VAR check was complete. And what a roar it was.
I looked at Martin O'Neill. He's obviously got it down there. He's seen it right away, and he's the one that said it's on.
McGregor brought to the ground by Devlin. At least the ref doesn't think so, so it's play on. And Hearts have it with Kingsley. Long ball forward. This is a Celtic team that's at a soft centre this season as Finlay flicks on looking for Shanklin, but Maida, the buzz bomb, back helping out. Shows too much of it to Devlin, who pinches it back for Hearts. Saratsi with a challenge on Shanklin. It is no holds barred as Saratsi and Shanklin go chest to chest down below us. It means so much. So much as Saratsi and Shanklin are shown a yellow card. Hearts have a throw-in, 2-1 to Celtic. We played 3.5 of the 8 minutes of stoppages. There is still time. Still time for Hearts. And still time for Celtic to deal with. Shanklin with the long, bold throw into the box, headed half away by Scales. It's still alive in there, and Saratsi scratches it away with the right foot. And it goes into the Hearts half where Devlin gets onto it. Turns it back to Swallow. They've left the drama till late as they go hammer and tongs, these two. Seldom have we seen the like of this. As Chesnikov is brought to the ground by McGregor, Hearts have a free kick. Seldom have we seen the likes of this. We have got used to seeing Celtic winning the title, but not in this manner, not in this fashion, and not against a team outside of Glasgow.
4 big minutes. This is a free kick just over the halfway line. Everybody's up along that 18-yard box.
Wow. Swallow. Free kick in the centre circle, pings it into the Celtic box to the left side of it. It's headed back towards Steinbender. Spittle beaten to it by Osman, but it's going to break back to Hearts. Devlin for Chesnikov, a little slip as he moves against Saratsi, works it back to Devlin, and then Maida gets there ahead of Shanklin, who was fouled. There was Maida, and then Maida and Shanklin have a collision and become embroiled down below as Shanklin's just been booked. He knows that Hearts are now running out of time. We played 5 of the 8 minutes of stoppage time. Celtic leading 2-1 and are 3 minutes away from reclaiming their crown and making it 5 in a row. Tempers spilling over, you can understand that. Yami Sinisalo will take the free kick for Celtic.
The referee's telling him to move on a bit. He's taking his time, which is fair enough. What drama, what drama.
Amazing scenes, really. It looks like heartbreak for Harder Midlothian. Still have time, and they've got a free kick here for a foul on one of their men. Was it Chesnikov? Yeah, it's a free kick to Hearts. It's midway inside their own half. They score, Hearts win the league. It is as simple as that. The equation comes down to the final 2 minutes of play. Celtic, as it stands, will win the league. They haven't been top since early autumn. And Swallow launches it to the edge of the box. The header away by Murray. And then Osman gets the touch ahead of Spittle, but Spittle will get onto it wide on the left as he dinks it down the line. Alan Forrest chases. His brother James nicks it off him though. And Johnston just hammers it forward. All the way into the Hearts half, where the goalkeeper comes and collects left side, gets it under control and lashes it forward with the left foot. Header only half away by Celtic. Chesnikov nods it to Spittle. Now it's with Devlin. Devlin's long ball blocked by McGregor. He's claiming by a hand. The referee disagrees, and Celtic have it with Maida. His clearance is poor though. It's straight to Devlin, who's in the challenge with McGregor's at a free kick. I think Don Robertson's going to award a free kick here. He has. McGregor's going to be booked. Hearts have a free kick midway inside the Celtic half.
Swallows up. Derek's just thrown him up.
Yeah, I was surprised he wasn't up for the last corner also. This is it. I've got to say it's 97 minutes. And this is probably the last chance for Hearts.
Remember Aguero in 2012 for Man City against Queen's Park Rangers. won the league right at the end. Hearts can do it here. Spittle's free kick comes in, headed away by McGregor, breaks to Devlin, kills in the chest, it's blocked, and now Celtic have an open goal, and Callum Osman's going to drive forward here. It's an open goal. This will absolutely seal it. The subs are away down the touchline. Martin O'Neill, all 74 years of him's away down the touchline. Callum Osman rolls it home, and Celtic are champions again. The Hearts players are crestfallen. They're on their knees, some on their backs. The Celtic supporters are running onto the pitch as well. They've left it as late as they normally do. And Callum Osman is going out since November.
There's a far attack, Shankland in the corner there.
He's rolled the ball home. He's rolled the ball home, and it will be another title for Celtic. It will finish Celtic 3, Heart of Midlothian 1. Hearts denied at the last, but now there's an invasion of hundreds and thousands of supporters onto the Celtic Park pitch, and the Hearts players having to be escorted off. The season ends in dramatic fashion with Celtic winning it so late against the team that led since September. But it's ignominious scenes again, as we saw in the Scottish Cup quarter-finals at Ibrox. It was all too much for the Celtic fans as they made their way onto the pitch. Osman ran from inside his own half and slotted it home. Ugly scenes at the end, and there will once again be recriminations as the Celtic PA pleads with the fans to make their way back to their seats in the stands. They're goading the Hearts players as well. It is idiocy par excellence, and you can see even the Celtic players who should be out there celebrating their title triumph being shepherded up the tunnel back to the changing room. They will get the trophy, but this nonsense of supporters running onto the pitch, which has become prevalent in the game today, has just shown its face again. But at the end, Celtic are champions yet again. Martin O'Neill was already a god here. He was already a messiah. But this might be his sweetest title of all. Somehow a team that looked bereft and out of ideas has stepped over the finish line in first place at the last. Celtic Park is pandemonium right now. They've seen success after success here. They've seen trophy after trophy arrive. But this one is as unexpected as any that have gone before. A season of infighting and standoffs between the supporters and the board. Champions League failure. The appointment of their worst ever manager. A League Cup final humbling at the hands of St Mirren. Almost double digits off the pace at one point in the league. A gap that was 5 after 31 match days. And yet despite all of that, Celtic are Scotland's champions once more. O'Neill's 2 cameos, 2 decades after he left, have resulted in this almighty act of salvation as they pilfer the title on the final day at the end of the most incredible of seasons. It's 1986 revisited for Hearts, who have sat top of the league for all but one of the last 250 odd days. A cruel end for Derek McInnes, but surely this all points to exciting times ahead for them. Not that that will soothe their pain, the pain they are feeling right now, which will take a while to get over. But as they finally get some kind of calm here, they announce Osman's goal. The Celtic players are back out to celebrate. It's a 4th Celtic title for O'Neill, 22 years on from his last one. He wouldn't have believed you if you'd told him 12 months ago, as he enjoyed the serenity of apparent retirement. A 56th league title, a 121st major honour, with a Scottish Cup potentially to come a week today when they face lower league Dunfermline. They finished with 7 wins on the bounce in the league, and despite the season of their dreams, it still wasn't enough for Hearts. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Celtic are top dogs again. It finished Celtic 3, Heart of Midlothian 1.